Yes, people. Apologies for the lateness. Brother, it's mad. It's what it is. You know, we've been watching the game. It's all live right now. But yeah, man, big yourselves up each and every time. This is the Rivals Show. Please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Big up to everyone in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming in. Big up Ben Spurs in the chat. Toxic Headshot, Lily White Lane. Phil, I see you as well. But I'm going to get the guest on straight away. So no other than Toon Tactics TV. How you doing, my bro?
How you doing, sir? Thank you always for the invite. Thank you for the incredible chat. Let's talk football.
Cool. Also, we have, what's this? Champions League. It's not for everyone. Wow. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Yeah, mate, I always speak the truth. It ain't for everybody.
Big yourself.
We'll break it down. We'll break it down. We'll get into it and we'll break it down.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll break it down, man. We'll try our best anyway. Who else we got here? Yes, Jay. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sprightly. I literally came off a flight a couple of hours ago, and I just literally was lying down watching Arsenal. But for some reason, I feel energized, rejuvenated. The air is, I don't know, as fresh as it's ever been. So yeah, thank you for having me as always. Looking forward to it.
Oh, I hear it, man. And also respect to Chinks.
Respect.
You know what?
Yo,
Big
hear
up
me?
to this, James.
Welcome, Chinks, for coming on. Because it's hard to find Arsenal fans.
No, I'm offended. I'm offended. Did you really think I wasn't going to turn up? I'm offended.
No,
be here, but you know, I can't. No, I can't.
Ash, I was saying, no, Chinks is going to come. Like, we all knew that he was going to come, but the fact you're here.
Yeah. Never in doubt.
I'll say the same for Stefan, though.
All right, listen. I'm not.
Stefan has to be on later, surely.
I'm not going to bring up chats. Nothing. I'm just. It's there. If he wants to join, you know what I'm saying? I'm not calling fraud alert, but you know, sometimes your birth, your name, made a name. It is what it is, isn't it?
Can I ask you a question, chat? Like, guys, can I? Because with this, right, with this defeat, right, before I get into the whole Arteta's had 5 years now, and that's the same amount of time that Poch had, and Arsenal fans were slewing us for not winning trophies. In that they were slewing us for not winning trophies in that 5-year period, but they don't seem to be slewing Arteta. Seem to be okay with him winning an FA Cup with a squad of players that they all say weren't good enough for the club, but they're the only players who have happened to win at that club. So these are questions and things that we can get to later. But I guess the core question I want to ask is, going into this game, Bayern lost 3-2 to Heidenheim. I don't even know how to pronounce their name. Yeah, Heisenberg. Yeah, so they lost that game. Yeah, 3-2, 2-0 up. Coming in, a lot of Arsenal fans felt confident. Yeah, seeing Arteta in Europe last season, Arteta in Europe the season before, Arteta versus Sporting.
This is a long question. This is a very long question.
No, I'm saying the scene.
It's more loaded than the revolver.
The question is, if Arteta goes trophyless this season, yeah, if he goes trophyless this season, where do you stand on him, and where do you stand on this project?
Who, me or the chat?
Chinks is the wrong person to ask
Just
that.
you.
You see, I don't even need to open my mouth. Toon, what do you think I'm going to say, Toon?
Chinks, listen, 10 years, it'll be fine like this. He's happy. Leave him. Chinks is the wrong person.
I'm appreciative. I'm grateful for what he's done, bro. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be honest.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
That's the wrong one. Sorry.
This is stuff like that is what's wrong with the world, you know. A man's come all the way from Spain. He's tried his best to learn the language and learn the English greeting that everyone can understand, and we're just using it against him. God.
It's become cool now.
Yeah, man.
This is
I'm still proud of Arteta, man. Maybe I'm too grateful, but I remember being eighth, was it eighth and fifth? Do you know what I mean? And having players that hate us and used to think they're bigger than the club,
Mm.
and this story leaking to the press. Do you know what I mean? Everything being in disarray, fans fighting in the stadium. I'm still appreciative for what they've done. I can't be ungrateful. I can't be.
Yeah, I hear it, man. I mean, where do you think you went wrong tonight, man? I'll ask around the panel before we go back to you, Chinks. And I'll start with you, Toon Tactics. What did you think of the game? It was a game of, I think, maybe two halves. Where, yeah, go for it.
no, literally, I caught the last 30 minutes because I was on the show earlier, but I think I got enough to see that it struck me you lacked intensity. I don't know whether that was because of previous games. Was it an emotional thing? Was the emotions that kind of took, you know, when you get a bit so stressed that you get tired? Was it that? I was saying to Ash earlier, your very last kick of the game from Saka when he took that corner, that told me a lot. It was the last kick and you had that chance to just put it in the mixer. And
Well, it was 4 minutes extra time, Toon. We got it in the mixer like one and a half times, if that.
And that's exactly it. So I don't know and you know what, Chinks, I don't know if you'd agree with this, but I think this connects to the previous game when you guys played Villa and the fans left the stadium 10 minutes before the whistle went. And I was saying, look, you guys have been unbeaten at home. You've been playing the best football with the most goals scored, the least goals conceded, incredible team. This is the first real loss you've had. And you're still in the title race, so 2 points behind the guys. How are you leaving 10 minutes before the game? Fine, you're a ticket holder. You can do what you want. Leave after 5 minutes, leave after 90 minutes. But I think as a player, you know that the love of your fans, they love you when they love you. Like, it's so fragile, it's insane. And I think they took that on board, in my view, when they went to Bayern Munich. I think if you guys stayed and applauded them after that Villa game, yes, they lost. It was bad. But you said, you know what? We'll pick it up. Let's go again. They know when they're going to the Bayern Munich game, the fans are on us. We can take them on our shoulders. So I think it's intangible. What I'm talking about is theories almost, but it is theories. But I feel like that's what it is. I think they carried that over into this game. Tell me I'm wrong, Chinks.
I have the capacity.
So I just want to, before I go on this, I just want to see if I'm the only one who is going to offer any pushback at this. So is everybody in agreement here? The reason that Arsenal lost the Bayern today is because the fans left the stadium early against Villa.
No.
Is that what we're saying?
Like, before you go, Chinks, I was just going to say really quickly that in the game, I thought Arsenal came into this game and they played, because you watched the first half and I know you saw that. They played this game that they played a lot in the big games this season. Do you know what I mean? That tight game, disciplined, but it's a game of margins. Yeah. And when you've played this game, 90-something minute winner against United, yeah, Garnacho could have won it the other way if he kept an inch onside. City, deflected winner. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes in these big games, when you have very tight margins, they don't always go for you. Do you know what I mean? And the problem in the first game was you made mistakes. Yeah. And in that game, making mistakes, you lost your leverage. Bayern played a very clean game.
That's the word. That's the word. Clean.
Because both legs,
very clean.
They weren't. And what I saw in that game was I actually saw a team of players in Bayern that maybe they're not the best team, maybe they don't have the best structure and everything like that, but they have a lot of high IQ players. Yeah, they have a lot of players that you give them the ball in a tight space or something, they're making good decisions. And they've not made good decisions all season, but in this tie, the players were making good decisions. And when Arsenal got tired in both games, and I saw it against Villa too, when Arsenal get tired, they lose the ability to make those good decisions that they made. A number of your players, I think the system elevates their IQ. Yeah, you have got some intelligent players, but I think the system will elevate the IQ of some of your players. So when tiredness sets in, you start misplacing passes, or you start putting a ball 1 yard behind somebody, or somebody starts not tracking a run like Martinelli did for Kimmich's goal. Small margins, small differences, but when you add them up together across these games, against Bayern in the first leg to draw 2-2, could have lost that game. You were 2-1 down when Gabriel handballed it. To losing to Villa at home, to then losing tonight, it's slipping. It's slipping. The season's slipping. So I'm intrigued to see what you think, because that's how I observed it. I'm not even putting it down to know-how. I'm putting it down to Arsenal lost control of the tie in the first leg, and they never truly got it back. That's the way I look at it, as in, like, you had control, you got it back again. Well, you didn't get it back, but you got back to 2-2. And I just feel like tonight, I don't feel like the team truly believed they were going through. I didn't see it from Arsenal tonight when I was watching them. I didn't think they were like, we're going through tonight, we're winning this tie. I didn't feel it from you. But I have felt it when you played City at home, and I felt it when you played Liverpool. Didn't feel it tonight, though. Do you know what I mean?
Champions League is not for everyone. What do you think? Do you think it's a mentality thing? Do you think it was a tiredness thing? Do you think the game from Aston Villa at home, bottling it there, do you think that affected the game? You know, they had all their fans in the first leg. We haven't even spoke about the first leg. You know what I'm saying? But what do you put down today's defeat? Were they just beaten by the better team?
No, they weren't beaten by the better team. Not when you look at the sides, they weren't beaten by a better team. As Jay said, they were beaten by a cleaner team. They were beaten by a team who have done this. Players like Joshua Kimmich, players that have done this year in, year out for a very, very long time. You look at that Arsenal side, they are very, very young. They're inexperienced at this stage of this sort of competition. I mean, how many of that starting 11 for Arsenal have played in the Champions League quarter or semi-final? Not many. 2, maybe 3, if you include Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus. Yeah. But there's no, when you get to the latter stage of these competitions, like you say, it's about making good decisions. It's about being switched on, like Martinelli switched off for Kimmich's header. It's a lot of people say it's football basics, but it's a lot. I think a lot of it is to do with pressure as well. I think Arsenal suffered with it last year, and they're suffering with it again this year. They're not managing games properly. They're not managing games well, and because of that, they're suffering. They're suffering later on in games, and then, but by the time they're in too much trouble, it's too late. And it was the same last season. I mean, what was the game last season against Southampton? They were 1 down inside like 25 seconds.
Yeah,
it was right in the running at the start of the season. Like, I think Arsenal. If Arsenal can get in a couple of real leaders into that side, because like everyone says Odegaard's a great captain, which he probably is, but he's not a leader. He's not a leader. When you look at, like, obviously I'll go back to players like John Terry, like Ledley King at Spurs, people that were leaders. Vieira at Arsenal was a leader. I don't see that at Arsenal. I don't see them having an out.
With that, do you think that there's different ways to lead, though? Do you see what I mean? And they do have players like Rice and stuff behind. I get the point you're making, and I think you are right. But are we getting to a point where, if what you're saying is true, they are giving up? Not giving up, but the players like the Martinellis and stuff, who they expected to grow into their positions fully, yeah, and be the starters. Are we now saying they need a Leao? Is that where we're saying Arsenal are at now? They need to go out and buy a Gyökeres or something. Is that what you think they need to get over the line?
I think Arsenal in the same boat as Chelsea. I think we need a frontline goal scorer. Arsenal need a frontline goal scorer, and so do we. Bottom line. I mean, Nicholas Jackson may turn out to be one. We'll get into that another time. But I think for Arsenal, you look at Gabriel Jesus, he's got 4 this season. That's a number 9. You've got number 9 on your back and you've got 4 goals. Like, that's not good enough. If you want to win the league, that's not good enough. You've got to have them goals. But I just think Arsenal are soft.
But look who scored for Bayern Munich. It was Kimmich. You know, Kimmich isn't Europe's top scorer. I know you guys said before, like Arsenal fans leaving the stadium has nothing to do with it. But for instance, Jay talked about not seeing the belief in the Arsenal players. Champions League is not for everyone. Talked about, you know, these guys having that confidence as being as young players. Those are feelings and emotions. Those are things that you could carry over from a different game. They have all the skills and technical ability, but that extra belief, that extra thing that you're talking about, you know, Saka's last kick of the game didn't go past the front player. You said, for instance, Jay said, I didn't feel that they believe they're going to win. That's they know they carry that over. These guys go on social media. They see what people write about them. They've seen the fans' reactions. They know their fans don't back them, like, or at least a certain group of fans, not all Arsenal fans, but a group of fans don't back them. And now in their minds, they're thinking, we couldn't beat Bayern Munich at home when they had no fans. How the heck are we going to go to the Allianz and go and do the same thing? And so I think those intangible, I think you can put whatever leader in there at this stage. But I think there needs to be like a cultural shift almost amongst the fans, amongst the people themselves, for the folks to believe that. I'll end it on this. I was just debating with someone whether Liverpool were going to beat Atlanta in the Europa, and people are still debating that maybe Liverpool can win. Why do we debate that? Because we've seen them do it before, and we've seen them do it with the encouragement of their crowd, of their team, and we know that it's possible. We wouldn't debate that for Arsenal, and I think there's a reason for that.
To go back to the point about the striker point, yeah. I think sometimes because when I have this conversation with some of my Arsenal friends, yeah, and I just sit down and wonder to myself, okay, you're saying you need a top-class striker, but the top-class striker argument wasn't in place when you were slapping teams 6-5, 4-0 and whatnot, because the reality is the way Arsenal play at the moment, you don't necessarily need a top-class striker, because it's kind of like Liverpool's kind of, if you want to call it, Klopp golden era with Salah, Firmino and Mane, where you have the guy in the middle who facilitates the inside forwards to score goals. So I think it's a bit of a lazy argument to suggest that Arsenal need a top class striker, to say, oh, they need a proper number 9, because a proper number 9 isn't necessarily going to score those sorts of chances that you need. The chances that Arsenal had against Villa were good enough chances to kind of get ahead in the game, and it didn't happen at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, those same players have been able to manage goals against other teams.
Yeah, but would Arsenal be better with a Haaland type of player? Would they be a better side of a Haaland?
If I'm honest, I tell you why they probably wouldn't, right, with Haaland, because if you look at the way Haaland,
a Haaland type, like an out-and-out predator goal scorer.
I'd probably say no but that's just my opinion. I don't maybe watch Arsenal as much as maybe an Arsenal fan does. But for me, when I look at Arsenal and how they played, everyone pretty much has to get involved in build-up. There is no kind of passengers that sit within the team. And for me, when you have Haaland in the City team, he doesn't get involved in build-up. And Arsenal don't necessarily play much where they play the ball in behind for their number 9 in general. It just doesn't happen.
So Chinks, for you, where do you see this? Like he said, like it doesn't really matter for you that you said it doesn't really matter that Arteta, doesn't win anything this season. You're just happy for the ride along, and you're basically saying your vibes.
Pause.
Oh yeah, pause. Yeah, you're basically saying your vibes FC. When does it become an issue where you're like, actually, we haven't won a trophy, like a major honor in the last 20 years, not including the FA Cup, of course. When does it become like, oh, you know what, this manager needs to fix up? We need to start getting on. Because what's the difference between like a Tottenham, a Newcastle, Chelsea, dare I say, even a United? Well, United won a League Cup lately, but where do you sit on it?
Pause.
I said,
oh God. Sorry. I'm not as much as you lot. I wish I could give you what you want, pause, and be upset with Arteta, but I can't. I'm not. I can't be upset with the guy. He's done way too much good in verse of the bad. Like, do you know what I mean? And back to like the game, like everybody has their own opinion of why Arsenal don't do certain things, innit? And then when we win a game, it's all quiet, and when we lose the game, everyone has their individual theories of what makes it happen, in which all seem to lie in with some other narrative that everybody talks about on every single fucking football fan show or every talk show. Like, do you know what I mean? They were just better than us on the day. You saw it. We was in the WhatsApp group. I was like, bro, they just look like, it sounds silly, even though they only won 1-0, they just seem clinical. It's like, right, everything they're doing is working. Like, what's this? This doesn't normally happen. I'm bedazzled. Like, I don't know what's going on.
What are we losing for?
Yeah. I'm like, they're pinging balls over. Sane's chesting it past and running on. I'm like, what's going on there? I ain't seen this happen to Tommy Yasu in my life. Like, they were just those guys today, man. They were just those guys today, man. And with the trophies, until we're not third in England with as much with trophies, we're still third, fortunately. Until we drop off of that, I'm just gonna hold myself. You know what I mean? I just gotta be grateful with what I have in it. I only have to take certain disrespect from Man U and Liverpool fans in terms of trophies total, and I'm happy with that for the moment being. Yo, I'm on the podium at least. That's all I can say.
Now, guys, I wanted to talk. Obviously, Champions League happened today, but I wanted to go a little bit further back because a lot's happened. Obviously, we missed the first leg, but the weekend, Arsenal did play Aston Villa, and I wanted to stay with that. And obviously, a lot of people, not you, Chinks, in particular, but a lot of the Arsenal fan base were dumping on Mr. Good Evening. They were saying, he's no good. Like, look at his record, rare tear. Like, we will beat them, no problem. They played a game, like, Thursday night. We played a game on Tuesday. We're going to be a lot fresher. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at his tactics. They're not going to, he didn't do well at PSG, blah, blah, blah. They're missing out their midfielder in Diego Carlos. Not Diego Carlos, sorry. Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz was missing. We're going to get the job done. But then, it came to that vital moment where you need to win in front of your fans, home fans. And he did the double over you guys. He did the double over Arsenal. What was that down to? Anyone can start.
Listen, beating Villa home and away isn't for everybody. So I'm going to leave it as that.
I could say that as well, to be fair.
Someone said no English team.
You stay quiet for today. Like, just let's take it easy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no. Listen, today I don't think you understand. Like, let me just look. The last show I was calm. I'll be honest. The last show I was calm. I was trying to be centrist in my arguments and stuff like that. But today I'm in troll mode. I'm not gonna lie. Hate watching has been heavy today. And right now, City's down on the penalties right now. I'm watching City right now.
Oh,
yeah. Kovacic and Bernardo missed their penalties.
Silva's penalty was awful. Silva was awful.
Mad.
You understand? So right now I'm in troll mode. So yeah, go to the next.
Do it.
Am I weird for wanting no English teams in the semis at all? Pause. That's depressing, man. That's depressing, bro. Every week something happens to make the Premier League look weaker and weaker and lessen my Ronaldo Messi argument every week.
I've always said it. The Premier League has got the best PR of any league in the world. Not necessarily because look, we enjoy our football.
No, I don't like this guy with the do-rag, I don't like it when he wears the do-rag,
No, but we genuinely have to look at it, right? So if it's like when you look at things objectively, when you look at who's won the European trophies most times, as an example, like Spanish teams do it for fun, effectively. Italian teams do it for fun. Just look at the history, and then we market ourselves as the best league in the world. Why?
We have all the best players and all the best managers, and we pay the most, and we're the most watched.
Best games.
And our games are very good. And we're the most competitive. Because when you think about it,
definitely got the most money, but But if have you guys like sat and watched other leagues?
Ederson took a penalty, you know. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, guys.
I've just
Yeah, I've
seen
just
that.
seen that
Ederson
as well. It's
scored.
crazy.
He
I was
scored.
very confident. He was a very good penalty
Did you
as
see?
well.
Did you see Ancelotti swapped his keepers? You're just talking about
for
it,
the
Ian.
penalty.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Didn't he?
You see that? We're just talking about Ian about heritage and just experience. He swapped his keepers.
Said that in the chat earlier. It's Madrid. You can't count them out.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
They're about
So
to
they
go.
might do
They
it.
might go through with this. Is it Camavinga?
Rudiger. Don't.
He's gonna do it, you know.
He's going to do the dance.
He's going
as
to do
well.
it.
Mad.
I would say, but you
He's a
see,
pro.
like one thing I would, you know, I love the Premier League, innit? I think it's the best league ever. I'd rather watch
So
that
do
than
I.
the World Cup. I don't care about the
They done it.
all of that nonsense.
Rudiger.
You know what I mean,
That's heritage.
Preston, man.
Oh, that's heritage.
That is heritage.
That's heritage.
Hate watch completed. Hate watch completed.
Ah, man. So what that means the fifth ain't Champions League no more, then is it?
Mad. Mad.
Even better because I'll be
Can't
honest
Liverpool
with you.
save us?
Oh yeah, Liverpool.
Villa.
Boy, 3-0. Villa could win the trophy.
But
Yeah.
what were we talking about before we got outside?
I know, I was rattled in that.
We were talking about Aston Villa, weren't we?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't actually catch all of that game. You know, I fell asleep again, bro.
I don't blame you, bro. It was hard. It's hard out here, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
Man's grafted.
I mean,
Rising up early, you know, bro. I'm just knackered. But that was just pain, man.
The person that impressed me in that game was Zaniolo. If I'm honest with you, Zaniolo was quality. Like he helped progress. He helped them progress the ball up the pitch a few times during the game. And I actually thought that Zaniolo was pretty average.
This shows you how much.
Across the season, but in the Villa game was
listen.
quality.
All I saw was gunshot, bap, yard man, vibes up, Bailey. And come up, the Baileys on them. I was like, hey, yo, Bailey coming last minute, scored the, hey, not even last minute, so he scored a goal from early. I thought 1-0. It's still not over.
And Watkins, man.
You know way Watkins finished this dinner.
Did you see Truth's reaction?
Can I say one thing about Arteta tonight? By the way, I thought the changes he made were ridiculous. I thought he panicked. He proper panicked with those changes.
Yeah, he did.
Like he didn't need to make those changes at the time he made them. No, you just look. Just Arsenal didn't have a lot of control in that second half. So to then remove the midfielders that gave you any sort of control, it's not really going to work out well for you. And they had enough time to maybe throw everything at it last 15, last 10. They just needed to stabilize themselves in the game, I thought. And I thought that was I just was watching City go out then.
Hold on. He took off Jorginho for Jesus.
Yeah.
And Martinelli for Trossard.
Yeah, that's right.
In the 68th minute. And then Tomiyasu for Nketiah.
Yeah.
So what would you have suggested? What was wrong with those?
Well, basically, with the game state of how it was, you went and you've not really been winning games with Jesus up top. Yeah. So Jesus
He's still a forward option, though.
But I'm saying,
and with one more games than we've lost with Jesus.
What I'm saying is Havertz up top was your best chance of getting a goal in this game. Yeah,
but Havertz was still on the pitch, though.
But he was in central midfield at that point.
Yeah, on paper, but he still goes forward.
But if you can't get the ball and you can't progress the ball and you can't pass the ball and you've got no control in the game, you basically just got a number of forwards on the pitch who you can't get the ball to. And
He becomes McTominay in that
exactly.
Yeah. So we're meant to keep doing what we've been doing for 68 minutes that ain't been working.
No,
don't you think Bayern played better? I think Bayern looked more clinical or more dangerous.
For me,
I think about the Villa game. He's about the Villa game.
Oh, my bad.
I was talking about Bayern game, but I was talking about the Bayern game. But the Villa game. Yeah, I was talking about the Bayern game. Like honestly, at the time, as I was saying to my friend, I think he's gone too early in terms of the changes.
Oh, okay. I did think so not the actual changes, the timing of it.
Not the changes, the timing of the changes. As in 68 minutes was too early for him to do that. You could have waited another 5-10 minutes and then done it and just gone all out attack for 10 minutes. Because how are you going to sustain that if you did score? You then have to make more changes to equilibrium the team up again.
What I want to know is, will this affect the rest of their season? They've got
Wolves have got something for us at the weekend.
Chelsea.
Bro, there's 3 games without a defeat. Like, I have 3 games without a win, and this team that was giving up very small amounts of XG is now giving up glaring chances. Yeah, like they weren't giving up these chances. Now you're giving up chances. The players are tired to an extent, but Arteta has to be held responsible for this as well, because he's stockpiling players in a squad that he's not using.
Champions League is not for everyone.
No,
I want to ask a quick question to him, real quick.
Every time you say that, I think you're just slandering Arsenal for a sec. It takes me a second to rationalize that.
Hey, hold on. John. Hey, John, can you hear the audacity about only Arsenal? Who else has won a fucking Champions League in there? The fucking audacity of you cunts. What do you mean?
Right, listen, I just the fun bit over there on my right. I just wanted to ask, do you think, I know, like, you put a man on Saka and you put a man on Rice, and then, you know, Arsenal start to kind of run out of steam, run out of energy. You guys are playing them next. Do you think that's the way forward? Because I felt like when Rice doesn't step up, there's no other leaders to kind of marshal them through that kind of midfield. What do you think?
Problem is that Rice is coming up against 2 midfielders that are infinitely worse than him on Sunday. So
a bit of common sense there, John. Do you know what I mean? Thank you.
That you've got to take this into context. You know, Arsenal are going to be fed up. They're going to be pissed off. They'll have they've lost 2 competitions in the space of, well, not lost, obviously, they're still in the Premier League, but it's an uphill struggle now. But they're going to be fuming. What do you think they're going to want to let Chelsea turn them over at the Emirates? Not a chance, mate.
What was the reverse fixture? What was the score of the last
2-2. We was 2 up, weren't we? Then Sanchez gave the ball straight to Rice.
Right, but well, okay, all right.
We was 2 up, and then Trossard equalised.
No.
Right. Oh yes.
I don't know, you know. I think the worst thing that could be, they're playing at Emirates at the moment, and they're playing Chelsea. 3 scoring Chelsea, 6-0 up Chelsea. And God help them. God help them if Chelsea
don't take that too much, mate. That was Everton. Everton were absolutely awful on the night.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that I'm talking about the more the feel, like, why I'm on this angle in terms of psychology and emotions. It's the last 6 games of the season now. Like, form, whether you're techers or not, whether you can hit it top bins, whether you can, it almost doesn't matter. It matters.
Who plays first, City or Arsenal?
Oh,
the weekend. Surely Chelsea Arsenal Sunday, isn't it? Or is it the early one?
I'll find out now. Hold on.
Because that's going to have a big impact on it. Because if City drop points, Arsenal are going to be right. We're at home against these mugs. Let's turn them over.
No, they were supposed to do that against Villa when Liverpool lost.
Villa are better than us.
I don't think this is. I think this Arsenal.
You're battling for these narratives to make sense.
No. You know what it is?
They're better than us. It's the truth.
Because what I can't understand is, I think what burns me the most is you guys have been, like, statistically been playing better than most teams. Like, less goals conceded, most goals scored, playing really well, and people just walk up and walked out. What happens if Chelsea go a goal up, or even by a fluke go 2 goals up at the Emirates? What are your fans going to be saying then? What's going to happen to the players? They're going to be walking out.
Yeah.
And the Chelsea fans are going to be taking the absolute mick in that stadium. You know what's going to happen. They're going to be dunking on players, dunking on your fans. You guys better stay in that stadium and feel the whole ride out. Like, you're going to have to just, that you're going to have to push this team through. This is the crunch time. People laugh at April. Like, I almost feel like it's, you know, when you go, like, you get into a fight, or you and your mates, you're thinking all your mates are going to come on. You go to the back to go fight the guys, and you turn around, all your mates have gone. That's what the Arsenal players are when they look.
That's the bad. That's the bad game. Because they kicked in like that.
Chelsea have been battered and bruised throughout this whole season. They're like a man that's got nothing to lose. They've got nothing to lose. That's the worst person to have a fight with. You guys your season, you're out of the Champions League. You've been dunked on by a Villa. People are all over social media crying about how you guys are. I know.
Chelsea whooped your ass the last 4 times you played them.
Who whooped us? Me. I'm not here fighting for the champions for the Premier League. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm in the same block as Tottenham. Like, that's what I'm talking to. But for you guys are you.
Oh my God! Are we running? Your postcode is not my postcode.
This is Arsenal. This is Arsenal.
Can you hear me?
I'll be back.
No, but you're back now.
You're back now.
Yeah.
Granite! Come on, my life! Tell them we won the league! My G! We won it! Granite! You came from Arsenal and you won it here! My fucking G!
He's got it.
Where's Stefan?
Can I just say that's the one thing about Arsenal fans that
Stefan there.
Like,
where's Stefan?
I don't know where Stefan is, but I'm saying that the one thing I want to say about Arsenal fans is that, and CP, you're I like to think you're a bit different. You're a culture.
No, CP's level-headed. He's very
that's what I'm saying. So
very level-headed. He's not the typical Arsenal fan.
No, but he knows about receipts. And he doesn't put stuff into print that can come back and really clip him around the ear. He's smart. Because I do similar.
Wait. To be fair to Chinks, he said that Havertz, that's his guy, and he stood by Havertz.
I mean, it's not really like a raw. It's not like he discovered fucking Bellingham at 15 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, all right, so he's come good. He's not been total shite. Fair, CP. Fair for persevering. But like, we're talking like you found Pete Riquelme or something. You know what I mean? Let's just calm down a little bit. But the thing about Arsenal, and I'm really interested in this, is more about the narrative of. I feel that last year the fans thought it was going to happen for them. And I thought this year the fans thought it was going to happen for them. So it comes to a certain point where how long is a piece of string? Because the expectations that Arsenal say to other clubs, they are not turning the same level of lens on themselves. I know this. I know a lot of Arsenal fans. I know how Arsenal fans were. And I keep going back to this Poch thing. When Poch was in charge and didn't win for 5 years, Arsenal fans were relentless. They were relentlessly telling us that, hey, this is your best period in the last 20 plus years and you're winning nothing. That's what they said. Now, I will turn the same lens back to Arsenal and say, this is your best side.
No, but Jay, this is where your perspective is skewed. Right. That happened for Tottenham as when Leicester won the league.
Bro.
For you,
those 3 years of Pep. Of that 5 Poch season, 3 of those years, Pep was there. So it's not like.
But the big question was asked when Leicester won the league, and you guys had the chance because Liverpool and Man City weren't playing well. For you, like you're saying, we expected Arsenal to win something this year. I personally didn't, because when people ask these 2 questions, who's the best manager in the league and who's the best team in the league? The first answer is Pep Guardiola. The second question is Man City. Right. So when you say we expected Arsenal to win something this year, for me, that's
I didn't specify the league. I said something.
So anything then?
I said anything, because that's what was leveled at us. It wasn't that Spurs didn't win the league. It was that Spurs won nothing. They were winning nothing. We weren't winning trophies. Now, if you put all your eggs in a Champions League basket, you can't miss. Do you know what I mean? If you are gonna put the other competitions, you got to a League Cup final last season. We didn't get anything. If you'd won that League Cup, that would have been amazing, because it's so hard to win the league. It's so hard to win the Champions League. Fair. These other cups now have increased significance. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm looking at this from the point of view of saying that Arsenal, they focused on the top 2 trophies in a similar way to how Poch tried to do at Spurs. Okay. Spurs fell short. We weren't able to get over the line. We weren't able to win the big trophies. Got a second place, made a Champions League final, couldn't get over the line. Now, Arsenal, we're at a point now where they've done the same thing that Spurs did. Now they jumped a level. Winning an FA Cup or League Cup almost doesn't validate the progress that they've made. So now they have to win the league. Do you see what I mean? Not necessarily, but they have to win it next season. They literally have to, because they've not got anything. Are you telling me that for this 5-year period now, these players will have nothing to show?
What I'm saying is that they're not going to make the same mistake you guys did, which is sack Pochettino, i.e. sack Arteta. That'll be the mistake.
No, Toon, it's very easy to say that while they're not regressing. If Arsenal sit 5th after 15 games next season, let's see if they keep the same energy. Let's see if they have a slow start next season and the manager's not won anything for 5 years. If they keep the same energy that
if he doesn't get any money for the transfer window, summer transfer window, doesn't get any money for the summer transfer window to improve the squad, then I think that then balances out a little bit, doesn't it?
No, I don't know. Tony, don't, mate, because Wenger had the same thing. Wenger was getting players like Squillaci and Kallstrom and things like that. The fans were right on top of him. Wenger out. They was holding up banners. They was having festivals. They was doing everything, Arsenal fans, to get Wenger out, bruv. You can't use that. That's rubbish. At the end of the day, if Arteta don't win something next year, his head's on the chopping block.
What about this year or next year? Because I think his head's on the chopping block.
Champions League's not for everyone. I think for both of you, it's kind of like, for me, I'm like, 5 years not, because my biggest issue with the double standard is that the players that were deemed not good enough for Arsenal for the long term are the players that fundamentally won them the FA Cup.
Okay.
So do you see what I mean? So the Aubameyangs, the Pepes, the Lacazettes, the Guendouzi, they're the people that won the FA Cup. Yeah,
he won it with an Emery team.
Exactly.
Since
now
he's built his own. Don't get me wrong. Look,
that's what I'm saying, Ian. The team he's built hasn't won anything. He won the FA Cup.
He hasn't won anything, and that's an issue. Last season, you should have won the Europa, like hands down. Should have won the Europa.
That's the problem now, Ian. You get to a certain point now. Now they're at a point where what does a League Cup do for Arteta? Nothing. Yeah. Now they've jumped the period where they needed to win those kind of trophies. It doesn't really matter to the Arsenal fans anymore. They want the big, and the thing is, when you're thirsty, you should be willing to drink tap water. But Arsenal fans want champagne, and I get why, because when I was thirsty as a Spurs fan, I should have drank toilet water. I should have been opening toilet water. You know what I mean? That's the levels that we're at. But no. I was like, excuse me, mate. If you got that limited edition spiced rum,
I think there's a hidden agenda here, because I think I see a different. Maybe because I'm a half glass, half full guy. They achieved a fourth when everybody expected them not to, but they went a little bit further. They became title contenders when nobody again said they were going to do it, but they got there. They didn't do well, but they weren't expected to be there. Now they were expected to be title contenders, which they have been, and been one of the best playing football teams in the country. But now they're also in uncharted territory, i.e. quarterfinals in the Champions League. Yes, they flopped the FA Cup. Yes, they flopped the League Cup. But they've chosen to prioritize certain cups, and they've flopped it. Now comes another crossing the Rubicon moment, when they got 6 games left in the Premier League. Whether Man City win all their games or not, can Arsenal show their mentality to go and win their games regardless of what Man City do, and show that what they're doing? I don't think they're regressing. I think they're failing forward, but they're still going forward. They're progressing as a team.
That's one I'm going to use when Tottenham.
No. You guys went back.
Oh, no. So they
when you sacked Pochettino, you went backwards. You found out on Saturday where we're going.
Has Newcastle regressed? That's a genuine question. Based on what you're saying right now, has Newcastle regressed?
No.
Why?
Because we've lost 12 players throughout the season, and despite all of that,
sorry to cut you here, Toon. I just want to highlight what's happening. We've got a Spurs fan talking to an Arsenal fan about trophies, and we've got a Man U fan talking to a Newcastle fan about regression. I just want to highlight that.
But you know what the difference is? I'll tell you what the difference is.
From winning the Champions League, winning the league, to Newcastle fans have they regressed.
No, but there's a difference because I'm under no illusion about when Man United is. I've said it last week on the stream. Eric Ten Hag should be gone. Shouldn't be in a job.
No, but what to build on what you're speaking about? You're speaking to Toon about regressing when they're doing better than they've done in how long? And you, as a Man U fan, you slid off the mountain, and you're asking. You have the audacity to ask him about regression.
We're ahead of you right now.
Because
We're ahead of
based on
you
exactly what
right
he was just
now.
saying there. I'm basing.
When's the last time you beat us? Since the League Cup final, right? And you don't look like you've been any closer to beating us ever. You're telling me about regression. We beat you with Kraft and Dummett as essential defenders in Old Trafford when we had no players. We beat you when nobody rated Eddie Howe. We went to the top when nobody thought that we would. We went there Champions League before when everybody said they're going to slide off, Liverpool going to catch up. It never happened. We are still where we are when we've had even more injuries than you this season. We came from as low as
we've had 62 injuries.
We're number one for injuries. We are number one for injuries.
Okay, now
we are number one for injuries.
We're the Beatles when it comes to building.
I'll tell you what.
We're the Drake.
We've come from
ACLs.
I don't use injuries as an excuse because for me,
now you're shifting goalposts.
No, but I don't use injuries as an excuse.
What's the excuse? I haven't won anything. Who am I? You're big. You're big Man United.
You spoke about us. You beat us.
Big Man United.
But we beat you when it mattered.
So
we beat you when it mattered.
So what?
Well,
you're talking about
shifting
goalposts. Not talking about regression.
You're talking about regression, my brother. My brother,
bro,
regression.
Let me land on this point. Yeah,
look,
your fans were happier about the fact that your fans made more noise in the stadium at Wembley. I don't understand that. Listen who you're talking to. You're talking to a guy that hasn't won. We have not won a cup in 67 years, brother. You're not talking to an Arsenal fan, brother. You're not talking to a Chelsea fan, brother. 67 years, brother. That's who you're talking to. So you can't tell me about regression and stuff like that. That's where we've come from. We're ahead of you. I'm talking about
we're not regressing, brother.
You're moving the goalpost again.
Our bench. We're not moving the goalpost. You're talking about regression. We went to the Champions
based on last season. I'm talking about based on last season. Newcastle regressed.
Here's regression. We were fighting relegation the season before we went Champions League. We went from 11th place to finishing 4th, 1 point behind you, by the way. And we didn't spend 300 million in the transfer league like you guys did, and pay 300k for a midfielder called Jadon Sancho, like you guys did. We didn't regress. We just got better. Nobody this season expected us to go. Where did you expect us to go from here? To go what? Challenge for the league? Is that what you're expecting Newcastle to do to this season? Were you really expecting us to go challenge Man City for the league? Tell me that. Okay, then.
No,
so we're doing better than you. We're progressing better than you.
To be there or thereabouts.
No, you wasn't.
Where they placed
no, you wasn't.
Season.
Don't be disingenuous.
I actually expected you to finish above us.
We are going to finish above you. With half the squad, brother. We've been playing with a 17-year-old boy in our midfield for most of the season. We've been playing with Kraft at right back. We just beat Spurs with Kraft at right back. Murphy at left back.
Dude, oh my God, can we talk about the political and economic state of the world right now?
He had that one loaded for a while.
Right? So that's where we're at. You're talking about regression. We haven't regressed. You just don't understand the progress. We're not Arsenal. We're not Chelsea. We're not coming from We're coming from 67 years of nothing to now coming over here. You can't talk to me about progression or regression. Back to Arsenal. In terms of Arteta and what's happening with him, I think there's a slight disingenuous. I think people can see there's an improvement in Arsenal and that they can win the league. And I think people want to chop them at the legs before they even, by taking away Arteta or taking away this person and stop them from going to taking that level. People think that going to the top is just one slalom like that. Sometimes you go backwards. Sometimes we go backwards. Sometimes we go forward. Yeah. And I don't see this is part of the learning curve. That's all it is.
They want us to sack Arteta because they sack Poch.
I deserve it because the Zerbi is going to make things better. That's what's going to happen.
So I went to the barbers and I got a shit haircut too. You're gonna come and get one as well. Let's go to the. I know this sick barber, dude. Prices are great.
You guys need Potter. You're getting Potter. You're getting Potter. You are getting Potter or Southgate, and you guys need that.
That's very. I'll be honest with you. That's very concerning.
No, that's good for you.
The names being thrown in the hat: De Zerbi, Potter,
good.
Southgate.
Potter's decent, to be fair.
Potter's decent.
No,
so wait. Is Ten Hag actually getting sacked or something?
I mean, have you watched United play? He has to get sacked.
Based on a lot of
if Ineos are competent, you have to sack Ten Hag.
He's going to be staying on past the season. Based on what I've seen in the news space, it doesn't look like he's going to be kept on after past the season.
But and he's still in the cup.
He might win the FA Cup.
We're not going to win it.
So all of that big spill that you lot were given about we have to win the trophy, it's been 5 years, and the players and all of this, and now Erik ten Hag is still in the trophy. Everything you've been slandering us for, and now he must get sacked. We got to be consistent. We have to be consistent with our narratives. We have to be consistent with our narratives, please.
Let's bring it back. Yeah. Okay, so when do you guys watch United games?
Yeah, that was horrendous.
Okay, so
90 minutes, I'll never get back.
Even just the top teams of every game we win, right? For the most part, we're second best in every game we play, right? Yeah. We're the worst coached team in the league. We are the worst. I'm going to say it again. We are the worst coached team in the league.
Sheffield, man. Sheffield.
Say that again.
Sheffield, Chelsea. Look, even John saying Chelsea.
You watch our game against Luton.
You ain't taking that title from us.
Every single game, we are second best in every single game. It's like ping pong most games. And most teams, like you have, look, I saw a stat that just a couple of days ago, right? We are on course to concede more shots at our goal than the Derby team in 2007, 2008. That the Derby team that finished on 11 points. That's how bad. This is how bad we are coached.
But let me interject then, Ian. Yeah, when we had Emery, yeah, we conceded like 30-something shots against like Watford or Wolves or something like that. Emery, we were playing Ten Hag ball with Emery. And now we're on this stream after just getting slapped by Aston Villa twice, and people are questioning whether Mr. Good Evening is better than Arteta. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be. This is why I don't do narratives, and you lot think I'm just not saying silly stuff to not say silly stuff, because it's very difficult to be consistent when you're just running off narratives. Do you not see how this keeps happening? Emery was playing Ten Hag ball with Arsenal. He was setting up our team in order to combat the other team. Do you know what I mean? And this is what Ten Hag's doing. And now he's still in the cup. He's playing Emery ball, and you want him sacked. But we must sack Arteta for Emery now.
They're telling me that
how many goals did Emery score? Emery didn't have a -2 goal difference in April.
You know what? United, why not go get Emery or try? Like,
I would take Emery over at Ten Hag right now. I'll be honest. I would genuinely
go try and get Emery. Why not?
I would take Sean Dyche over Ten Hag.
Okay, this
is the issue.
Hey Jay, talk to your boy. Jay, get your boy, Jay. Jay, get your boy. Jay, get your boy. Because them lads are big, they're gonna beat us up, Jay. So get your boy. He's gonna beat up, Jay.
We're the worst coach team in the league. I will die on that hill. The football we play is horrendous. We build up in a 3-1-6. Every time there's a turnover, we're on the back foot very quickly. One pass takes out the whole midfield. It happens every game. And then we're conceding.
Yeah, but you're shit, Ian. You're forgetting that. You are shit, bro.
You're not going to tell me that we're worse than Luton. And Luton played us off the park. Nottingham Forest played us off the park. Bournemouth played us off the park. Everyone plays us off the park every single game.
Ian, you win when it matters, though.
Chelsea didn't play
win when it matters, though.
Okay, I'm going to break it down. We win games because our players are better than the other teams' players. That's generally what it boils down to.
Your players are
Yeah,
better
but
than you.
Ian, hard work beats talent if talent don't work hard. You know what I mean?
It's every single
like that
game,
now.
and that shows me that's a clear tactical instruction. It's a
No,
clear
it's your
tactical
player. Your
instruction.
players are cunts, bro.
Bro,
Your players are cunts.
Look, I've said it last week. Players have to be held accountable. And look, some of these managers some of these players have outlasted about 4 managers. I get it. Some of them need to go. However, the manager keeps picking them. Therein lies the issue. So if these players are consistently keep letting you down, drop them. Rashford seems to be undroppable. Bruno seems to be undroppable. Maguire seems to be undroppable.
Yeah, but then he's dropped them. He's dropped them, and then you lot cuss. How you not playing this guy? How you not playing that guy? Do you know what I mean? Because you know what?
That's a subtext of the United fans.
But you see what it is, yeah.
Yeah,
there's way much more going on than that than just Ten Hag. If you sack Ten Hag and get a new manager tomorrow, you ain't gonna start winning.
Yeah, but CP, the thing is as well is Ian, when you were bringing Ten Hag in, I'm sure you were happy with.
I was excited. I'll be honest. I was excited.
First season comes in.
I was excited.
He catfished them though. He catfished
Third,
them.
winning a cup, losing a cup final.
He did catfish us.
Doing it.
I tell you what it is.
Season,
had
multiple injuries. The system doesn't look as. But the thing is if you swap the seasons round, if you had this season the first season and last season this season,
I'd be worried. I'd be worried.
Exactly.
Because
but hold on though, hold on, Ian though, yeah. Because by this, just to keep remain consistent, yeah. Aubameyang and Pepe and all those guys who weren't good enough and won a trophy and have won a trophy more than all the players we have now are meant to be the best Arsenal players to ever put on a shirt.
Not Jorginho, though.
If those players who have won a trophy can be considered better than the players we have now, Ten Hag's better than Arteta. He's won a trophy.
He's not.
He's a genius.
He's won a trophy.
But nobody said that. The critique was
the critique of Arteta is
spent
simply that
£700 million putting your squad together, and that squad hasn't won. The players that were deemed not good enough to be part of Arteta's project are the ones. They weren't good enough. You know what? It's not that they weren't good enough. They weren't good enough for what Arteta wanted to do.
They hated the club.
I always want to draw that distinction, as in, like, there's players at Spurs now that can't play for under what Andrew's system is, but that doesn't make them bad players. It just means they're not right for this system.
But it's different. I agree with you. Yeah. However, Arsenal's problem was different. Their players hated the club. Arteta moved them out. That's what
50% of Arsenal fans hate the club. You've been on social media, right?
But you can't get rid of them. They're not on the payroll. They're not on the payroll.
The problem you had at Arsenal was the fact that the captain, Aubameyang, was an absolute cunt, hated the club.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Lacazette done the same thing. Look at Guendouzi. Guendouzi's an absolute piece of shit.
Exactly. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
I've been late to training a few times. Had a couple of fights.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He was an absolute piece of shit. He was a rotten egg in the club.
Yeah,
a rotten egg in the club, and you've got to do it.
Or is it that if you have a hint of personality, Arteta can't manage you?
Here we go. Another
yeah. Let's run it. Let's run it.
Narrative to carry the another narrative.
Ndombe's got personality. He's got lots of personality.
Yeah, well, but wait. I want to move back to the start of the season. And Chinks, I just want to ask if you still have that same, because you said about narratives, you said that Arsenal could win the league. Do you still believe Arsenal could win the league? It's only one game, and you're saying like these fans, you're not like the rest of them. Like, it's just one game in the league. Could you, like, you've got the best defense, the best XG, clean sheets, back and forward, can you still win the league?
It's mathematically possible, You think
win the league?
We're all sitting here saying, will you win the league, this, that, and the other. I guarantee you now, every other person on this panel will want to be where Arsenal are right now, 2 points behind City.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Listen, the only reason why I'm asking
is by a long way.
Because from an outsider, from an outside point of view, like you just said, mathematically, it's only one game you've lost. Do you
2 points behind? All you got to do is lose first.
Yeah, but it's up to if City lose, man. I'm gonna be.
They've got a piss easy running. Their running's a joke.
Yeah, man. But
I see City after today really knuckling down and sorting themselves. Like they were. I was watching them and Arsenal tonight. They were unlucky tonight. They did enough to go through City. Really, they were just the finishing just wasn't there for them. I think over the 2 legs, I think they were the better side.
I think if we beat City Saturday in the cup semi-final, I don't think anyone's got a chance.
Oh my! Who do you think you are? You know,
I'm tight.
We ain't
lost to City this season.
No, but you've taken.
You know what? When you beat in the 6-0, I saw a lot of good signs, but I also saw a lot of transition opportunities that City maybe wouldn't pass up.
Oh yeah, 100%. Our levels would need to go up to beat them. But what I'm saying,
but you're in a good moment. You're in a decent moment. You're playing.
So let me have it then.
That's all right. You can fucking have it then. Go on, fucking have it then.
There is no passion. There is no vision. There is no aggression. There is no fucking mindset in this football club. Nothing is there. What the hell is there in this football club? Tell me now.
You know what's mad? He died, didn't he?
Yeah, he died. He apparently had heart surgery.
I was saying before, though, we haven't lost to City this season. We've matched them home and away. City don't fear me. I don't fear City.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, listen, at the end of the day, what you've got is you've got stuff to hurt City. Transition threats, runners.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah, Cole Palmer.
He's the only thing that will hurt City, I can assure you.
Yeah, so listen, Chelsea are definitely you got to be in it to win it. And Chelsea have made a cup final this season, and they're in a semi-final to potentially and they've still got a good chance of potentially nicking a top 6, 7 spots.
Yeah,
if Chelsea make top 6 and they've made both domestic cup finals,
that's insane.
That's a good season. Like I
can't believe that.
That's a good season. I will. It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
You think Chelsea could finish above Man United?
Yeah. Chelsea, definitely.
They could.
Definitely. United, like Ian's not joking. Every single game United play, they don't. I watch a lot of United games because the games are always close. Don't matter if they're playing Sheffield United, Luton, Burnley.
Luton is disrespectful.
Them off the park, and I'm like, wow, this is a great game. Like most United hate watchers, even Bournemouth. Yeah, you watch Bournemouth. Bournemouth pops them off the park. Sometimes United draw 2-2. You know, sometimes they win. You know, sometimes they'll play a game like Fulham or something like that.
Someone tell him he's muted.
I know Ian. This is the most sense Ian's made all night. I'm joking. That's what passes to mute joke.
It's still going on, you know. He's still going.
He's lagging.
Everybody's saying the most righteous shit right now. He's probably solved the Da Vinci Code, and he's like, "This is the formula, lads."
He's very confused.
We couldn't.
You know, you just on mute. He was on mute the whole time.
You on mute the whole of that.
cheeky, Ash. Cheeky, mate. Well, as I said,
like you heard him.
Wait, why am I the only one on the screen?
We want to give you your chance.
It's the time, bro.
Well, either way, as I said, watch the next game. Sheffield United will play us off the park. Coventry is going to give us a good game, and Burnley is going to give us a good game. See what? That's all I'm going to say.
Can I just say as well? I was at the game the other night, the 4-3 the other night. Man United last 5 minutes were tactically awful,
all over the place.
Literally, but that's your corner where Palmer scored. I didn't know one see that. Bruno Fernandes pointed at him and then done fuck all.
At all.
He's another cunt.
It's disgusting. Bro,
he's the captain. I don't understand.
Hey, how to see, man? Hey, let's sit around this is right now, fam.
Sorry.
Jinx, Fernandes is captain cunt.
Yeah, hey, it's another one. Hey, I'm gonna give you the Ian treatment.
Nah, he is, bro. I hate that little rat. What did Tech say? Inbred rat. I hate him.
Yeah, no, that's Mason Mount. Mason Mount's the inbred rat.
No, I actually like Mason. You
So
know,
do I. Like, what's the
I
beef
actually
with him,
like Mason, man. He's had a bad season, but he's a hard worker, man.
He just wanted some money. Like Chelsea were like, no, we'll give it to Nicholas Jackson.
I want to talk about.
Give it to Cole.
Can we talk about play of the what's it called? Play of the year nominations. Play of the season nominations. If you got in it, if we said like top 5, who's your top 5?
Dylan,
You know what? I actually think, right? I think Cole Palmer might have a chance of doubling up.
Oh, young player and player.
Yeah, because when I'm looking at it now, and I look at the players that I think, okay, who's gonna win it? Yeah. So basically, you look at each of the title contenders.
Foden's had a good season.
What about Rice?
Rice, right? No, because if you can potentially give it Rice, no, it's not even that.
What are you laughing for?
Nobody heard Arsenal name. No,
it's not that. It's because my subconscious knows.
He said no so quickly. He didn't have the rest of his sentence up.
It's not because of that. It's because if you would potentially give it Rice, yeah, then you would 100% give it Rodri. Like, why I wouldn't give it Rice over Rodri.
Why didn't you not say that Rice has had more games, been more consistent?
No, I'd say Rodri's been better than Rice this season. 100%.
Even though he's played less games.
100%. Has Rodri even lost a game? Has Rodri even lost a game he's played in the season?
Every game City have lost this season.
Bro, if you haven't lost a game you've played in the Premier League this season, how am I going to say anybody is really?
Every City game they've lost this season, Rodri hasn't played in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every game we've lost this season, Ramsdale ain't played in it.
So anyway, yeah, no one from it's weird. No one from Arsenal.
Foden's been good.
Yeah, no, Foden's got a chance. A little bit.
Foden's been good this season. He played well this season.
If City wins the league, Foden or Rodri, I think it would need to be a City player if they won the league. Alternatively, Palmer. So I would probably say something like Rodri, Foden, Palmer would be my 3.
I think Palmer's shooting for young player.
I think Palmer's 100% getting young player, but those 3 would be my favorites. Because if somehow like Palmer's joint top scorer.
What's on is young player under 21s?
Palmer's top scorer, and he's one behind top. I think he's got 9 assists. Top person's got 10 assists. Imagine Palmer tops both of those.
Is young player under 21 or 23s?
Not giving him player of the year.
Is young player under 21s or under 23s?
Under 21.
I
think it's 22 or below. So
Gordon, yeah, Gordon.
Yeah, should be up there for the young player. He should be nominated.
Yeah, but he's up against Palmer, so
look at that. Yeah. So what?
So I think Palmer's had a better season. Oh, alternatively,
has he played in the Champions League? No.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's Premier League Player of the Year, so it's
antics in the he hasn't been bad in the Premier League.
No, he's been very good. I think he's been very good. I wanted Flash Gordon, but like
10 goals, 8 assists. Scored all of it, 6 goals against all the top 6 clubs.
You don't need to give me his CV. He's been shortlisted for an interview. I'm not saying he's getting the job, but his CV is sufficient to get an interview. Don't worry about it.
This is a rigged interview, man. A rigged interview.
Yeah.
You know it.
It's my legacy.
If you give Gordon Young, I'd be okay with Palmer's in that conversation for Player of the Year. Genuinely.
Do you not think it's really strange though? But between 6 of them, can only think of 3 or 4 people that should win Player of the Year.
What? Maybe an Arsenal player. Then. If you're going to give it an Arsenal player, which are Rice or Saliba, right?
Would on the internet it's saying
Odegaard's been good. To be fair, Odegaard's
internet says season. Phil Foden number 1, Ollie Watkins number 2, Haaland number 3, Declan Rice number 4.
Bro, these players, bro, I don't know how you put your Player of the Years together.
No, I'm reading an article.
I was gonna say
Who
because
put
players like
Haaland?
Ollie
Who put
Watkins
Haaland's name in
and
there?
never winning
Fucking
player of the
Chinks, you
year.
go and read.
All right, so sorry to cut you here, Jay. Why do you have so much disgust for Haaland, Ian?
Haaland's.
As I said last week, is he? And nobody could answer the question, and you all laughed at me. But I will die on this hill. Is Haaland better than Lukaku?
By a country mile.
Gracious, bro.
Is he better than
He's got
Lukaku?
20. He scored more goals than he's Lukaku's ever scored in a season by like 20.
Because he plays for
And
Man
he-
City. He plays for Man City.
All right, so that's like saying, you know, like Jay-Z and Nas. Like Jay-Z picks better beats. Do you know what I mean? It's not fair, man. You can't crucify a man for having a better career. Like that's not fair, man. Matt Letizia is the greatest football player of all time ever.
Saka's better than Foden because Foden plays in a better team.
Fuck Pele and Maradona. Have you seen Letizia?
I didn't see what he did, the chicks.
Have you seen what Letizia done at Southampton? Because look, Haaland scored 20, and it's the same stat everybody's holding Palmer up in the air for, who scored 20. So you can't discount it from Haaland.
It's for me, as I said, for me, Haaland. It's probably a tactical instruction because at Dortmund
Bingo.
At Dortmund, he did get involved in some level of build-up, and he held the ball up a lot better than he does at City. But for me, from what I'm seeing of him at City, I don't. That's not the sort of player that I don't like my 9 to simply just give me running in behind and goal. I don't want that. I want more from my striker.
I can see why you don't align with the narrative that Arsenal need a number 9 now, because you understand how football makes sense.
Not even necessarily that, but you look at the amount of goals you scored versus the amount of goals City scored as an example. I think you've outscored them and Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
That's mad.
Do you see what I mean? So it's like
we still need a number 9, Ian.
We
still need a number 9.
Yeah.
But the idea that you need a number 9 is far-fetched.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Far-fetched.
If you're the top scorers, then yeah, it doesn't really.
It's far-fetched.
And then everybody's dissing Haaland, the best number 9.
Wait, did you see Nicholas Jackson's goal the other day, Chinks? I ain't having that.
No, I didn't see it. I'm looking at it now.
He is awful, by the way. He is awful.
Everyone's saying he's awful, but
as a question, actually, how did you feel about the penalty incident?
I literally said this a little while ago, and for me, Pochettino has made missed a massive opportunity here because a lot of the Chelsea fans are very much he's a Tottenham slag, and all this, that, and the other. If he'd yanked Madueke and Jackson before the penalty was even taken, if he'd yanked them off, the entire stadium would have applauded him taking them off, and he'd have had the fans let that play out. And now he's like, oh, well, these two get over what I say, blah blah blah. He can come at me and go, I've told them all he fucking likes. The 40,000 in the stadium want to see them two come off the pitch. You're not the penalty taker. You're not good enough to be the penalty taker either. You're not good enough to be at the club. So either ship up or fuck off.
I mean, I would first of all, I see Madueke take penalties for you, and he does score them. To be fair to the,
He's a good
It's
penalty
not
taker.
about the scoring.
We all know that was kind of unacceptable, and it made them look petulant little boys and stuff like that. But on the flip side, they are young players. I know that they should be more mature. And I know that there comes a point where I'm like, okay, this is too much. Like I'm very open for the narrative and the dialogue to say, what are you doing? Don't ever do this again. If you ever do this again, you're in serious trouble. But then draw a line under it, because I think hauling them off and this and that, like it's like when you fight with your mates, you get over it. You can bond over it and stuff like that. It was immature. It was dumb. But I think Poch also did a good job in showing how angry he was in the press conference, explaining to the players that can't happen again. I think sometimes with Chelsea fans and stuff, you don't want to heighten things unnecessarily if you can help it. Because
it's not a case of heightening things. It's a case of showing I'm the manager. Cole Palmer's a penalty taker.
Yeah, but he's shown that now. He's shown that in his own way.
Second time it's happened.
Yeah, no, listen, I get that, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it's like there's different ways of speaking to people, and different eras like to be spoken to in different ways. Do I think that? Listen.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
No, but before you ask me the question, I'm just saying, just understand that I understand why everyone's annoyed, because I was like, what are these guys doing? That's ridiculous. But I also think as well, like, it's done what they've done, but we're speaking a lot about it. Do you know what I mean? It was a dumb decision by two immature players who, you know, looking to stat pad. Maybe they could get goal bonuses. God knows. But I'm just almost like, you don't want to go too far with it. Do you know what I mean? And the narratives can run a little bit too much.
What narratives? Like, we asked the question, we're just answering it like that. It's just...
I'm not talking about, he's saying about hauling them off, subbing them and this and that. To me, I would have just... What's done is it's done. Do you see what I mean? Like, what does subbing them in that moment achieve?
I mean,
I would
say
in charge. Pochettino's the manager. He's in charge of this team.
But if the manager hasn't...
You got to understand,
is the manager
though,
part
John,
of the issue as to why this is continually happening? Maybe that's maybe he's seeing, oh man, I really should have sorted this out properly.
No, but what you got to remember though, John, yeah, because he still wants Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Guendouzi at Arsenal, innit? Because these players who have the massive characters, yeah, John, and they think that what they want is bigger than what everybody else wants.
Listen, it's not like Arsenal. It's not like Arsenal fans.
You can understand why that makes. You can understand why these players.
This is new for me.
All right, I'll let you finish. Go on. You want to finish? All right, so yeah, so you can understand these players that what I say goes, I want more than what everyone else thinks, and I'm the big fish in this fucking pond. You can understand why he defends them. Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna say it's not the first time it's happened, because remember, Jay,
Kepa?
not even that. I was gonna say under Spurs. I remember there was a time when Lamela wanted to take the penalty. No, was it Son that wanted to take the penalty, and Lamela was trying to grab it out of his hand? And then by the end of it, I think, was it Lamela that ended up taking the penalty, and then Son had to go away, and he didn't really sort it out. So it's like, it's not like the first time this kind of incidents has happened.
He don't like, I told you, he's a modern parent, bro. He doesn't like conflict. Like, he doesn't let his kids. Yeah, he don't want his kids to read and write until they're 7 years old, because it might stunt their growth. He's a modern parent.
Honestly, my sister, she don't smack her kids. And actually, to be honest,
by the way, nobody smacks their kids.
No, my sister's married to a Welsh guy.
Well,
and in Wales, it's actually illegal to smack your kids. It's illegal. Like from 2022, they brought it. You can't smack your kids. It's illegal. So
look
the
how
thing
what
is,
Wales is doing.
I know, yeah. So there's different people in the panel be like, never moving to Wales. But the thing is that when you look at it like that, there's different approaches, and I think that's what I'm trying to get to. As in, like, I understand sometimes carrot and the stick, and I just think you're right. You could have subbed them in that moment and taught them a lesson, but you could also have just dealt with it the way he dealt with it. Do you know what I mean?
He doesn't deal with it. That's the problem. He's not dealing with it.
Hold on, lads. Just to keep some consistency, as always, as I like to do. How did you feel about Mourinho at Spurs?
What do you mean?
Well, did you want him to get sacked at any point? Because he's more that stern, not modern approach, sensitive manager. Do you know what I mean? He's a more stern guy. So you got to be pro. You could never want Mourinho out if you're having a go.
I don't know what your point doesn't make any sense.
He wants Gary Mason back.
Your point, hold on. Your point, no. The point you're making doesn't make any sense. I'm literally saying that the Poch's softer approach is, I'm okay with it, because there's different approaches and he's dealing with young players. Maybe he thinks that's the best way to go about it. So you saying I must not have wanted Mourinho sacked doesn't make any sense, because surely I would have wanted the opposite if I'm supporting the viewpoint of being softer to players. So your agenda is coming from the wrong angle.
So you're saying, because that's not how I interpreted what you said.
Well, words sometimes have that effect, you know?
So you're for this modern approach then, basically?
No, I'm saying I understand why Poch did it. I'm not saying I'm positive or negative against it. I'm just saying I understand his approach.
Because this whole narrative was built off he's just soft and he's just everybody's friend and mate.
That's what we're saying.
Is that not how this all started? So weren't that a criticism of him?
Are you for it or not?
Am I interpreting that wrong?
You can criticize how he's dealt with it, or you can say, I understand him not wanting to sub the player. My point is merely about the subbing off of the player.
What are you, Ed Miliband or something? What are you like? Which is it? Are you for this or not? That's what you know.
Bro, I just said I understood the manager's decision. That's it. Like, as in, I have no real opinion on it. Like, as in, the players.
So let me just like, if we're here saying that Oreos are shit, yeah, and we're all in agreement that Oreos are shit, and then you start making up reasons for why Oreos are great, are you not opposing our point?
That's not what's happening. What happened here is
I'm the only one who interpreted it that way.
Because you guys don't listen. You're not listening to what I'm actually saying. What I'm saying is, I agree with everybody saying the players were out of order and they was done what they did, etc. Now, after that, I was dealing with the point of saying, sub the players. And I said, I understand why when dealing with younger players and things like that, Poch decided to go that approach. Am I saying that's what I would have done? Not necessarily. I don't really know what I would have done in that moment. I'm merely saying I understand why he didn't hold them off in front of 40,000 fans and make a big song and dance about it.
Okay, so if Werner and Brennan Johnson are having a fight over a penalty, and they did what happened with Chelsea, what would you want Ange to do?
I'd hope the players didn't get to that point, but if it happened, it probably would have played out quite similarly to how it played out at Chelsea. I wouldn't have expected either of the players to be subbed or this or that. I'd expect the manager to deal with it, the manager to say something. I don't think it would have played out. Ash, do you know what I mean? Do you think it would have played out much different? I don't understand the point you're making. I don't understand the point. I genuinely don't understand the. I'm just rationalizing.
Why did you call Ash?
Because you're talking about Tottenham, aren't you?
No, but I'm not saying you did this, but you could understand why it looked like that.
You're talking about Tottenham, so obviously I'm talking about Ange. In terms of what I would expect, I really wouldn't care. I just think
here's a question though. Here's a sidetrack question about it. Does anyone think Ange is being found out?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
I don't think he's being found out. I think
generally speaking,
he's lost his principles, but I don't think he's being found out.
He's not been.
I don't think he's been found out at all. No. I say he's been a bit. I think he's been a bit naive, but I wouldn't say he's been found out.
That's what find out is, though.
No. Let's look at it, right? Ange, this is his first season. How many players did he bring in the summer?
No, but you know what? Let's simplify this, innit? If you're
okay.
a boxer and I keep watching footage of you getting punched in your face with a right hook and getting knocked out, and then the commentator says, "Oh, he's been found out. This right hook always hits him." No, he's been found out. The right hook.
No, it's different. I'll explain why it's different. Yeah, Ange is very clear that he needs defenders who are better in one-on-ones. Obviously, Van de Ven is there for that specific. Say that again.
You think he needs better defenders than Van de Ven and Ramos?
No. I think he needs a better partner for Van de Ven.
That wasn't Ramos's fault though. Those go like if it was about Saturday, that wasn't his fault. Like
that was his fault. That was his fault. What do you mean? That was his fault.
Excluding Saturday's game, for the most part, when you have defenders who are equally as quick and athletic as Van de Ven is, and you know that you can rely on them in every one-on-one situation, because at the moment it's sole reliance is being placed on Van de Ven to do that one-on-one defending. You can't have, if he's having a bad game, it doesn't work. So you need a partner who can rival that sort of athleticism. If Ange is able to bring that in, his philosophy works.
Ramos is athletic,
in my opinion.
No, I'm not. Oh no, wait. So what about Ten Hag?
Ten Hag is different. Ten Hag doesn't play a high line. Therein lies the difference.
He's still got players that don't fucking play his system. You ain't got all this sympathy and back it in for Ten Hag.
Ten Hag is into his second season, and look at how many players we've bought or loaned in.
Yeah, but look how much players Chelsea bought.
The players
out of it. This ain't
Sorry,
about
John.
us now. Leave us out of it.
Sorry, John.
About Chelsea. I'm thinking about Man United is my currency.
Ash, in terms of like whether Andrew's been found out, I don't know if you remember when we were doing a little quick snippet preview for the game, our game, and so you guys are heavy favourites. We've got a very narrow path to victory, and I said to you, I kind of envisage a similar game we played against Man City. I remember, and you said to me, "Oh, so you're saying we're Man City?" And I said no, but in terms of like, we're probably going to be low blocking it or mid to low blocking it.
Yeah.
If we're able to hold you guys off at the flanks and then get the ball off to Bruno will either use Gordon or Isak as outlets, as we did against Man City. We have a good chance. We can. That's our narrow victory. That's our narrow path to victory. Obviously, you guys don't have Kevin De Bruyne coming off the bench, hence why you're not Man City. And you didn't. You had Højbjerg coming off the bench. But so then, what happened in this? Everything that we talked about, one narrow path we had to victory in that game. Me and you literally talked about it. Now we're not Nostradamus, we're not prophets. Like that was literally one of probably the few ways Newcastle could have won that game with the limitations that we had.
Yep.
Is Ange been found out? In that game, he was.
No.
I mean, I watched the Forest game. I didn't think you. I was more worried that you guys were going to play the way you played against Forest, against us. When I was doing the preview for our game, I noticed that. Funny enough, at home, or at least in the last 5 games at home, you guys are not reserved, but you're more controlled in your aggression going up front. Whereas when you go away, when you go to away games, you overextend yourselves. And I remember you said like your fullbacks, sometimes they run out of ideas when they just go to, if they can't get to the byline, they just stay there. Like Porro just stays there. He doesn't invert necessarily. They didn't invert. I said to you, remember, if we can keep your players, at least limit the amount of times you guys go to the byline, we've got a chance because you guys want to do the cutbacks. We can get the ball off to Bruno and we can hit you off on the attack. And that's exactly what happened. So rather than doing what you guys did against Forest, where you guys were limited maybe in the first half, you brought in 2 new midfielders and you became a little bit more methodical, a little bit more thoughtful in your approach, and you kind of wore them down. You didn't do that to us. And Maddison, for instance, you couldn't get over the flanks, so Maddison will join them on the flanks, but he will leave the gap empty. So I remember the one time the Maddison did get to the byline, you had the wrong guy, and you had I think Werner in there to take it, and he wasn't doing anything. I think you mentioned it in your thing as well yesterday, and there was no one to fill that gap. I don't know if Ange is. I think there's a bit of both. There's a bit of him being found out, but I think there's also growing pains for the team. So if Maddison goes off on a kind of is roaming free, someone's got to fill in those gaps in behind him, for instance, and people weren't doing that. I think Van de Ven, as quick as he is and athletic as he is, he stands very straight, like he's very you know, he doesn't exactly. And then you got athletic guys that do that because they know they're fast. They don't think they got to position their body. They're thinking it doesn't matter, I'm gonna catch this guy. And then you meet at Isak or you meet at someone else and you realize, no, I need to position myself properly. I can't just go past the halfway line.
He stands up.
He stands up, yeah.
So on a serious level, brother, are you busy in June? Because there's a tournament going on and we need a decent fucking manager of that idiot in the waistcoat. Are you busy in June?
Oh no, he said Teo. Hey, bro.
First of all, I just so Toon said a lot of stuff there, but I'm not gonna buy it on the Southgate thing. I'm not gonna buy it on the Southgate.
Sorry, mate. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna buy it.
Take care, John.
Pleasure, John, man.
Pleasure.
Hope to see you soon, mate, man.
You're about to miss the waffle.
With strawberries and cream.
I don't know where these two wafflers are getting. I don't at all. So in terms of Ange being found out and stuff, not really. I think it's when you implement a style of play and you are wedded to that style of play and you are committed to playing that way, then you will play teams that counter. And some teams are protagonists and some teams are a little bit more reactive. Some people set up to counter the opposition. We're protagonists, so we're always going to have people a lot of the time trying to counter us or do things like that. A lot of the time, you're just meant to do plan A better. And I think there's been times that teams have done that very well. Like we've played Fulham away, Newcastle away, Wolves, all done it very well, all managed to get 3 points. Thing is if you change away from what you're trying to do, you get short-term results, but you don't get long-term buy-in or focus into what we're trying to do. So that's the trade-off. So if you choose to play this way, despite knowing that the players you've got aren't perfect for what you're trying to do, but it then highlights the issues and difficulties with the players, then I
box office's face.
I have no issue with that because
I agree,
because it's just a progress thing, and that's all it is. You just need to give the players time to fit the system, and you need to give you also need to, as well as a development aspect with some of the players. Some of the players are young, and
before you go, box office, please, So basically, you lot bottled it then. You bottled it.
What?
It's a violin. This is a violin, This is a violin. But what I just heard, absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Just to remind people in the building that's just turned up. This is the main event. The Professor of Truth and Entertainment. The ratings killer.
I've got off a flight. I'm too tired.
Everyone's guilty pleasure, and that's it. If you don't know, get to know. Jay has to lead the building because he knows what's coming, and that's it every single time. I'm sorry, what I just heard. What from
the most electrifying man in sports.
At least what I just saw for two tactics. A lot of rubbish I just heard from two tactics, Right, and now Jay's putting his 2 pennies in. I just need to remind people, of the history of the Tottenham Hotspur. So the Tottenham, they call it, the Tottenham, losers. That's what they call them, losers. Because that's what I've been seeing for how long now. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm not even this rubbish. You know what I mean? Like, the players need time. The players need time, Okay, I was told Maddison was the best thing since sliced bread. What's happened to him? Nothing. I was told Son was the best captain going. Oh, really? I was said that Jordan Henderson for Liverpool was bang average. He was a better captain than Son every single day, bruv. I'm sorry, I'm not eating that crap. You know what I mean? And like everyone was talking about Van der Ven, the best thing going. Well, look what happened against Newcastle, bruv. And the best one. The best one. Let's talk about Timo Werner, aka Shane Long. You know what I mean? Honestly, I've never heard such absolute one in my life. Missing 2 chances, and then you see Isak. Isak scoring his chance and then that's it. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I don't want to hear this nonsense. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I just need to inject some energy into this place. You know what I mean? Because I'm sorry. When I mean this crap when people telling me, saying, we need to give it time. You need to see the history of the Tottenham Hotspur. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, can you see that as Postecoglou is going to stay for another year? Can you see it? Can you see it? No, you can't.
You don't think
I'm not having it, bro.
But don't you think like what I agree with Jay because it's just Ange's first season. I feel like you're kind of like,
have you seen the Tottenham Hotspur then? Have you heard the history? Have you seen the history?
Isn't responsible for that history.
Yeah, but have you seen the history, Bob? Okay, let's do question time with you then.
All right.
Why is it that if we believe in the manager, right? When we believed in Conte, we believed in Mourinho, we believed in Pochettino. Look what the story happened. We still sacked them, didn't we? We still sacked them. Yeah, we still sacked them, didn't we? No, listen to me, two tactics, When you're talking to me, like you're saying to me, what is it Ange's fault? Was it Conte's fault for what happened to him? No. Was it Mourinho's fault for what happened to him? No. Was it Pochettino's fault for what happened to him? No. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Because look at what's happened with Arsenal. Chinks can tell you for it, When Arsenal had a bad run of games, and when Arsenal fans were saying Arteta out, did they sack Arteta? No.
But has Ange been sacked?
No, but you're not listening to me, are you? You're not listening to me, are you? Did they sack Arteta? No, they didn't.
Right.
So how can I believe right now that Ange's going to stay? Can you give me any guarantee of that? No, you can't. You can't. If you believe in that much, why can't they just say put a press out saying to me, okay, say it and say we back the manager.
Why?
Well,
Just
how,
tell me.
how long is the manager's contract, Alex?
Doesn't matter. Come on, Jay.
Well, why does it not? Why? Okay, but Alex, how do you have it both sides? How are you able to say that Levy's stingy, this and that, and blah blah blah, but he gives a 4-year contract to somebody that he's not backing? Why are you allowed to double dip in terms of the logic?
If you think 4
wouldn't
years,
that be illogical for a financially sensible man to
if
give a
you
4-year
think that's
contract
sustainable
to
4
somebody
years,
that he
if
doesn't
you think
rate?
that's sustainable 4 years, bruv, you're deluded. You are deluded. You are absolutely deluded. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing this crap when someone telling me this guy's going to be here 4 years. That is crap. That is crap.
Hell, stop. Relax. Yeah.
No, bruv. I'm just giving you energy, bruv, because I need this energy up here, bruv. That's what I'm saying.
Why would you think that the way Tottenham play football 7 months into the project is how they're going to play in 3 years? Why would you think that? Does that sound logical to you?
I think he's just saying
I'm sorry, I'm not having it. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. Like I said before, how can you believe 4 years with this board, yeah, when they do not back managers when they go through bad runs?
He's not going to get sacked from this game. He's not going to get sacked from this game.
I think he's just saying it's possible.
It's about long term, Bob.
But that's like anybody. That's any manager's.
You know what I mean?
Don't tell me to back the manager then. That's what I'm saying to you. Tactics then. That's what I'm saying. Do not tell me to back the manager when you can't guarantee that to me right now.
I'm not. Listen, Alex. At no point have I said we're going to win anything with Postecoglou. Yeah. All I said is that you have to give the manager time to fully implement his vision and put the players in. That means you back him for the players he wants. So when he wants to bring in Brennan Johnson for 50 million plus, you have to say, yes, no problem, sir. Yeah, you don't want Brennan Johnson, but you also say we're not backing the manager. So which one is it? Because if we're spending 50 million plus on a player that you don't rate, I'd say that's backing him. I'd say the squad that we put in place is capable of competing with the Villas, the Newcastles, the Uniteds for a top 4 position. You didn't think we could be at this position right now. So why are you being so critical of Ange when at the beginning of the season you did not think we would be where we are?
Okay, firstly, just to remind you as well, no expectations this season again. Don't remind me of that again. Firstly, secondly, are they going to do this next season when they've got pressure on them, bro? That's the thing. You keep on saying again. No. Again. Look at the history of Tottenham Hotspur. Again, no. This is your no. Again, Jay, you got this narrative again. You've got this narrative again because you're saying that we have this expectation again.
Narrative?
That's the point.
What is the narrative? Alex, you're saying
no. Listen to me. Because you don't have expectations. You've got this thing about expectations.
What expectations? What do I have about expectations? What are my expectations for Tottenham? What are my expectations for Tottenham, Alex?
Top teams.
Alex, what are my expectations?
No. Sorry. I'm speaking now.
What's my expectations? Bro, I'm gonna leave the stream very soon because all you're doing is talking and saying fucking nothing. What are my expectations for Tottenham? If you want to say about what are my expectations for Tottenham? Go on, tell me. What do I expect from Tottenham?
I don't know what your expectations for Tottenham.
So if you don't know my fucking expectations,
you can't leave it. No, but can I offer an olive branch? I think what it is, yeah.
What are we doing?
Ange always gets praised and lifted up and held in like some stool up in the air, like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, innit? And the moment that Ash questioned him and saying, "Has he been found out?" everybody flew to his defense, innit? So it's like we're not allowed to kind of criticize him in a way, innit?
We are criticizing.
That's the problem.
The moment that anybody said anything, Jay was like offering context for why he's for justifying. So Toon's probably just, Box Office fed up with people just blowing smoke up his ass, and he's tuned into the stream, and the moment that there was any like negative criticism in terms of him being found out, everybody flew.
It was a question.
No, everybody flew to his defense,
and I said, I said no, and I offered a fairly detailed explanation as to why I didn't think he'd been found out. That's it. Yeah, but I didn't reject anybody who said he had been found out. I said this is why I don't think he's been found out. Yeah, this is my explanation. It's not like I just said.
No, but Jay, you're smarter than that, though, man. If everybody's saying it's blue, yeah, and then you turn up and say,
"Bro, listen." At the end of the day,
everybody has to listen to you, and you just
Bro,
cut
it doesn't
everybody
make
off.
sense what
No,
you're
but you're
saying.
cutting me off though.
Jeez,
You're
this is
cutting
what
me
I
off
have to
though.
deal with my fan base, by the way, other than the Smatic. I've got to
Because
deal
no,
with
I'm not saying what you're
this
saying
is
is
why I
wrong.
call
Yeah,
myself Mr. Box Office. Yeah, it's a lot of things that come out of me. You know what I mean? This is what I've got to deal with. You know what I mean? In my fan base.
if
Yeah,
we're
I
all
have to
saying
deal
it's
with it
blue,
every
yeah,
single time. Yeah, every single time. It's Mr. Box Office TV. If you want to know,
So Chinks,
if you
do
want
you think it's been found out?
That's
CP,
you.
what
That's
are you
I'm
saying?
done.
What are you saying is blue, CP here? What is
no,
this?
because like you keep saying that, like see, like how I just said that everybody's like gonna say something negative about him, and you're saying no, like that isn't the thought process. If we're all saying something's blue, and you say, hold on, but I think it's green, can you not see how what you're saying goes against what we're saying?
But what I'm saying to you is the reason why I'm saying Ange hasn't been found out is exactly because the players that he's got are not good enough to implement what he's trying to do. That's as simple to me. It's as simple as that. It's either
All right, so let's forget everything Box Office said. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Sorry,
no,
go
I'm
on,
saying
sorry.
it's either tactics or players. Yeah, so you can adapt the tactics. Yeah, for the players you've got. Nobody is doubting that. But I'm saying that if you do that,
No
the wider vision of what you're trying to achieve takes longer because you are not able to implement it. True. So it's better to stick to what you're trying to do than adapt it for the players and just get newer players in.
So I think what Jay is saying is that not that Ange is necessarily cluelessly putting in tactics that he thinks are going to work and I didn't know I was going to get countered like this. I think Ange took all the risk in and said this could happen, but this is my system, and we're going to play this way until we can get the players that I want and to fulfill that vision. But we're not going to keep on changing and adapting, i.e. Ten Hag, and keep on doing that because the wider vision was
Emery, I feel like Emery kind of adapted against Spurs, and then I think he went back to what he
second
knew.
season.
Arteta, he was a lot more front-footed, and he got the result. But against Spurs, I felt like they kind of pushed it a little bit. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I just want to highlight two things because you remember me. I'm an extremely consistent person.
Yes, sir.
Do you get what I'm saying? So first and foremost, if you're defending Ange for not having the players to play the system he wants, you can't therefore then criticize Arteta for getting
What are you talking about? You're 5 years in. What are you talking about? How is this the same thing?
He consistently cuts me off. He consistently cuts me off.
You're right, Chinks. You're right.
He consistently cuts me off.
No, you're right, Chinks.
I just consistently cut off all the time. Do you know what I mean? And then that's part one of my soliloquy. Part two is last season we played an attacking style of football. Towards the end of the season, it started not working. Why? Because teams either found us out or you called us bottle jobs. So why you're offering so much defense for your manager that's been found out for his attacking style of play, which doesn't always work because teams have sussed it out, because at the beginning of the season, he was on for a fucking winning the league, if you remember. Everyone was in there saying that more Spurs players get into the Premier League 11 and giving me all this fucking chest about how you're going to finish above us. But it's amazing how this season...
That's our trophy, bro. That's our trophy, like
It's
Champions League.
amazing when it happens to you this season.
You're waffling, man.
That's like our Champions League, a trophy, bro.
Hold on, Jay. Does anybody else think I'm waffling? Can you see the parallels in what I'm saying?
Champions League our trophy, bro.
Before he goes, does anybody agree with me? Because this is going to be another long thing that goes somewhat. So does everybody disagree with what I've said? There's no parallel between Arsenal playing attacking football last season towards the end of the season when it started not working, and playing attacking football this season, and at the end of the season now it's not working. There's no parallels in that. Is that what everybody's saying?
Well, I think Ange hasn't changed.
Parallels different because Arteta's 4 years into his project.
You want to talk about that? You want to talk about that to fit your narrative? All I'm saying is attacking football. All I'm talking about is last season we played attacking football. We played attacking football. Okay, so wait a minute. Did he have the same players he had 2 seasons ago than he has this year? No. So I can also use that. Well, he didn't have Declan Rice. He didn't have Declan Rice.
We're talking about last year.
I'm not talking about the season before. So we played attacking football last season. Did we not play attacking football?
You did.
Last season,
thank you.
You did.
And then
my argument is my argument is at the moment, is that why does the board not put the neck on the line for the manager, right?
Why
Because that will stop the narrative. At the moment, the culture is at the top, the Tottenham fans at the moment, because we've gone through this how many times, right? And this is why my breaking point was gone after Mourinho came in. Yeah, we sacked Pochettino, and my breaking point had gone after that. Yeah, so
sorry to cut you, box office.
disappeared.
So basically, it's not even what your point is. It's not even about the fucking manager.
No,
There's so much other shit in the club going wrong that you're fed up
it's
with.
not just that. It's just I just want them to do what they've done. Look
And
what
I
Arsenal did with
understand
Arteta. Look what Arsenal did with Arteta, right?
Yeah, he doesn't want Ernst to go. That's what he's trying to say.
I'm saying to them, right? If you believe in this manager, you put that speech out when you hired him and said, "This is 4 years." Yeah, 4 years means nothing to me. I need to see it now. Yeah, I'm 36 years old. Yeah, I've seen this since Jerry Francis. So I'm sorry, I'm not stupid. Yeah, this is the same fan base that says horrible stuff about Sol Campbell. Yeah, who left our club to win trophies. Yeah, so sorry, put things in perspective. Yeah, and we still crying over that. Yeah, right. Say horrible stuff for that guy. Yeah. So sorry. I'm not
so
above
the manager is fucking up as well. Then basically.
Yeah. So it's like basically it's like put your neck on the line for the manager. Yeah. Do what Arsenal did with Arteta. When Arsenal fans were saying Arteta out, yeah, they stuck with the manager. They said no, we're sticking by a man.
But how
can you say that? I don't know if Liverpool's going to do that.
But I don't actually even think he's in disagreement with you, Jay. I just think that he's highlighting that the board are not backing the manager.
But the thing, my thing is very clearly like I think the perspective of what backing is very different to me than it is to certain other people. The club has spent hundreds of millions of pounds over the last few seasons. Yeah, we've spent plenty of money. Yeah,
so it's not about fucking money.
Alex, I'm not bothered about the money the club spends. Yeah, I have no real major issue with it. I've never looked at it and said we don't overly spend enough. Maybe you could say we should get one. It's about how you spend it, who you target, the players you bring in. There's players like Anthony Gordon. When he was linked to us, I said bring this guy in. People like box office would say this guy's not good enough. This guy shouldn't come to the club. But now when the player bangs for Newcastle and he looks a great player, he'll look at the same player and say, why is the club not buying players like this? Because he's going to cost £100 million.
Have I ever said that?
No, that's my point, Alex. As in, you backing a manager, buying Ndombele for £60 million, buying Lo Celso for £40+ million. Is that not backing the manager?
Yeah, but you're not listening to my point, are you?
No, my point is that it's easy to
You're not listening to my point. You just turned my point into somewhere else.
What backing?
Yeah, but you've just turned my point. What you're saying, you just turned it into an argument. Now you turned it into a different argument.
Alex, I'm debunking the point that we don't spend money.
No, but that's nonsense. You're not listening to the point. That's the point, Jay.
You're saying backing the manager.
Debunk what I just said.
Yes, you're saying backing the manager. You just completely.
So
Alex, then say your fucking point, bro.
So Alex was saying,
all day. I really don't have time for this, man. Fuck.
Take care, Ian.
Have a good night, guys.
I think Alex was saying that he wants the owners to come out and say that they want to back him and stop the narrative. But I think what Jay is saying is that the owners have a different way of backing the manager by backing him financially. So you're both saying the truth, but it's just a different way of approaching it. One is saying financially, the other one is saying like stop the narrative, like in terms of just go out and say something. So you're both like right in your different ways in the way that you see how the owners should do it.
I don't understand. For me, I'm like, okay, you look at the other clubs, yeah, it's very easy to see how clubs are building squads now. Very simple. Look how Arsenal built their squad, yeah? They bought a number of 20 to 40 to 50 million pounds, yeah, players to build out the squad. They then bought higher value players to fill out the squad, yeah? So my point is that at this point in time, we're in the squad building phase. Like the fact that it didn't work under Poch, like people need to let it go. Yeah, like if they don't want to let it go,
you're not even listening, bro. The way you just said that is it's Poch. You're not listening. The point is though, yeah, Spurs fans are tired. They're fed up.
You're tired.
They're fed
I'm
up. No,
fine.
but
I've got energy.
Jay, you're not listening again. You're patronising again. You're not listening. The point I'm making is right, and you just need to get to the idea, yeah, because the guy that you only know in 5 minutes, you only know in 5 minutes, yeah, and people know in 20 years, and they understand what I'm talking about. They got to a point where it's saying they're sitting there saying, okay, you believe in this process, okay, stick with it, and see it through. You know what I mean? That's what we want to see. And
you're not even willing to stick the process through.
How can you believe in something?
Why are
that
you
don't
asking the
believe?
club to do something you're not willing to do?
Because how, bro? They're the ones that make the bloody hiring and firing.
So you
bro.
want them to ignore you?
They've got to hire and fire.
You want the club?
Sorry,
so basically you're just saying you're a guy with hot hair. You're just saying you're a talker.
I'm sorry.
Basically, what you're saying is the club should make
Ash.
decisions and ignore the stuff that you're saying because you're not willing to back the manager. But you want
because they didn't back it. That's the bloody point. How can you not listen to that, bro?
You're saying you chat
Okay,
shit.
hold on.
That's what you're saying. You're saying the club should ignore you.
Newcastle are always terrorizing your club fan base, bro.
He wants.
I wish I was saying
it's like Deji. Deji doesn't even get his role.
I'm part of the problem. You're trying to tell me Alex is the solution. You're listening to him tonight. You're saying he's the solution.
Honestly,
Don't be stupid, right?
it's just like talking. You can't talk. You say it to their faces. Deji,
I say to any of these people, what are you talking about?
Hotspur Hood wants the link, by the way. Hotspur wants the link.
Hotspur Hood
wants the link.
As Ange style, the premise too good. Ange needs to adapt.
Yeah, Ange will adapt. Like he'll adapt. He'll adapt. Like he's still working out the league, understanding which players he can rely on, which players can play his style, what we're gonna do. If we're still getting pumped 4-0 next season, ask deeper questions.
We'll do it. We'll still do it.
Exactly.
If he gets pumped 4-0, then when he gets sacked, that proves my point straight away.
What will that prove?
Proves my point then straight away, then Jay. That's what I'm trying to say. You're deluding yourself. You don't want to listen to it. You're blind yourself by the truth. And you're just thinking, well, because he's done really well right now. We've done really well in a season that we've done no expectations.
That you lack coherent points. That you're making conflating points.
No, it's not conflating points. You just don't listen.
What do you mean? Don't want to listen about what? We're obviously going to spend money this summer. We're obviously going to improve the squad this summer. We improved the squad in January. We improved the squad last summer. So what exactly are you upset about?
I've made my point, and you don't want to listen. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Did you guys see what? Did you guys see what Isak did to Van der Ven and that?
Hey, listen.
Murky set.
Hey, yo.
But you know what I will highlight though. I don't know if this is in defense of Ange, but I will say that styles make fights, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as much as like the style of like, look, we've been not apparently statistically the best team at the attacking and defense or whatever in the league.
You're the best team.
This season, No, for true. In terms, but we're not first in the league, which you know what I mean. But we're so good, but it doesn't mean fuck all. But you know what I'm saying.
It's not even the style of football because he's told us this already. It's not the style of football. It's the fact. And Jay doesn't listen. Right? The point is, no, Jay, no. I'm going to say it to your face because I'm saying it to your face right now. I'm not going to do a WhatsApp. I'm going to say it to your face. My point is, yeah. Right, because you know who Mr. Box Office is all about. My point is, is that it's like what I'm asking is, do the board believe in the manager? And I need to see it, and that's what I'm saying.
For you, Box Office, you need to see it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying. He needs time. Basically, that's what you're saying. But we're working in hypotheticals at the moment. So in Box Office's head, he's been here, he's done that. He doesn't trust the board. And he thinks if the fans turn, like how we just got smashed 4-0. The fans
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He's saying next season.
You can see the same thing happening.
Fans are already saying, look, they're not adapting. We need to adapt. We need to tinker, blah, 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 blah. And if we get another like 4-0 or even worse than that, then the fans react and then the board pull the trigger. That's what he's saying. But now Jay's saying this is the first season. What he's trying to do is implement a
Oh, I know
philosophy.
that. I understand that. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
I'm just saying.
I understand
So,
that.
Yeah,
box office's point.
we can
Box
move.
office's point is an addition to Jay's. Then I think
No,
he's
no,
saying
yeah.
I can see all the stuff that is done, but I want them to do this as well.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's the only thing.
my point in pushing back is that I could see that Ange was the logical best choice for Tottenham to pick as manager. I could see that, and I said that, yeah, because of his profile at the time. Now, Alex, you can whatever happens with Ange, he was the best choice for us at the time,
He's
but
the
he
only
wasn't
choice.
the only choice. We
He's
had people.
he's the only choice, bro.
No, we could have got Enrique.
You're wind up too.
No, we could have got Enrique. So the thing is Enrique.
We're gonna get Klopp.
No. Listen, it was Enrique. It was Enrique or Ange. That's well known. Like it was one of those two.
I'm pulling legs.
Yeah, but so my point is that to pick Ange, knowing you're going to get some backlash maybe from the fan base because he's not the highest profile manager and things like that, to me already showed that the board is ready to start doing things a little differently. Giving him a 4-year contract in comparison to the length of contracts you gave Mourinho and Conte. Again, now you're offering longer contracts. So are you tying that into a vision? You're spending money on players that you look. So Alex's point is more like, is with Conte, was he not backed or was he not signing that contract and that impacted the club's
I agree with you there,
processes to back that manager? So what I'm trying to say to Alex is Alex's point in terms of the board need to hold their nerve when things go badly. That's a valid point, and and that's 100%. The board need to show that they can hold their nerve.
And then people will get on board. People will get on board because because if Chinks can tell me this as well, right? That people that are Arteta out when the Arsenal board said no, stuck with the process. Look how many people that saying
Chinks,
Arteta
did
out.
they come out and say that? Chinks, did they come out publicly and back Arteta? Is that what happened, Chinks, when they finished?
There was a period when we lost a good amount of games and they gave him a new contract.
Oh, yeah. But Ange's obviously the first 7 months. But what Jay's saying is that the owners haven't put the promise ring; they put the wedding ring. Like it's for like this. We're wedded to this guy. Like this is the guy. There's nothing more in this first 7 months they can do.
No, I'm not saying that he can't do anything. But my point is that my point's not been proven yet. Toon Tactics.
Okay.
It's going to be next season. Yeah, there's a lot of things he said.
So let's wait. Let's wait.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I'm just getting to a point where there's a lot of Spurs fans that are saying, "I'm sorry, I'm just saying." There's a lot of Spurs fans that are saying to us,
we should mark the next when you guys see the fixtures for next season. Mark the next Newcastle game. Yeah. We'll do the post after that.
We'll listen. We'll see where you guys are. And I've spoken to Alex about this before, and I've said to him, I said, like, I know that he does. I'm a man of faith. Yeah, I support Spurs regardless. We all do, whether or not we're good, we're bad, whatever. We all want the best for the club. And the way I see it is that.
I like Jay, by the way. I like Jay.
Yeah, people like, oh,
I like Jay.
No, we
have
actually
these moments. We have these moments.
We actually do speak like people.
This is the way we are. This is the way we are. We accept it. We accept it. You know what I mean? He knows what I'm like. I know what he's like. We're just going to butt heads.
So, the one thing I'll say about the point he's making and the guys he rationalized is fair. Like, will the club hold their nerve? But I would say that. We don't have to pretend anything about the results. As in, we can just say this is a terrible result, and you can look at it then and say, I remember seeing Newcastle against it doesn't really. To me, it's a process, and the club do need to back the manager in terms of profiles and play, and we'll see the kind of players we bring in the summer. We'll see the kind of profiles. We'll see, because I remember when Johan Lang was at Aston Villa, he was bringing Villa players like Diaby, Luiz, and so he was bringing in players that were slightly higher profile than Villa were at the time. Do you know what I mean? So he was identifying needle movers for Aston Villa.
When you guys had Paul Mitchell, the director, That was the guy. Like,
Oh,
we're
mate,
looking at it now.
don't
I
get me
thought that was-
started on that one.
Okay,
That
okay.
was
Ash, what's the
annoying.
question, bro?
I thought we were talking about Peggy's son.
Let's go back to Spurs, you know. This is a Spurs channel. And
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. We were
Let's go back to it.
Arsenal got knocked out of Europe tonight, but we're slewing Spurs. Do you know
No,
what I mean?
yesterday.
I don't know how we got.
What do we
You know
do,
what I
man?
mean? We need to focus, Mr. Box Office, and get back to. But listen,
Yeah,
the
but
proof will be in the
considering-
pudding. We'll and the thing is already as well. You look at some of the players we're being linked to. Pep plays.
Fuck off.
Pep plays. What do you call it? He plays kind of like centre back, full back hybrids. Arteta plays centre back, full back hybrids. So,
He's like, what's so funny, guys? What I say?
I don't understand.
Oh, no.
I missed the joke. I didn't miss it.
I missed the joke. Yeah, yeah. I should have started with Arteta. They would have listened. I was just saying that Pep plays centre back, full backs. Yeah, Arteta started playing centre back. So that could be like a natural evolution. I don't understand.
Sorry, man.
You know. Hey, that's not about. Hey, sorry, Jay. Go on, Jay. Come on. Hey, that's not about music, though. Hey,
that's Jinx's fault, bro.
Hey,
what was the joke? Because I don't even know what the joke was. What was the joke?
Hey, you know what? What's going on here? What's going on here?
You know what? Everything he was saying was gonna make sense. Yeah, it was just the way he set it up. Yeah, the way he set it up threw me all the way off. Sorry.
He goes and then Pep. I said,
dude, man.
Oh, sheesh. Sorry.
What happened? Because I missed the joke, bro. I missed the joke.
You know what it is, yeah? It's basically like you're gonna get your first car, innit? And your dad's giving you $2,000, innit? And said you're gonna buy a car, innit? And then you come back to the house to your dad, yeah, and you go, so I've been looking at the cars to buy, and the Bentley. You know, and I know everything he was gonna say, yeah, so the Bentley has doors, so the car I'm gonna get is a Ford Focus because it has doors. But it was just the fact that he started with the Bentley that just threw me off.
Angie SMS. Staying new.
You got me.
Yo, listen, I was gonna change it to Liverpool. I was gonna switch it to Liverpool because they also bottled it too, man. And I was meant to have a Liverpool man here, but I don't know, man. Hey, where's Preach?
He was in the comments, you know.
Hey, Preach. I was meant to have two men from Liverpool come on, but I wanted to interrogate them as well, man.
I'm waiting for Liverpool, man.
You know what it is? I know because it's the farewell leave and do. You know, at the end of the night, it's the last night of the proms. Klopp's about to leave with basically an energy drink.
No, let's not do that.
Listen, but listen, he said he's running out of energy, innit? And he ain't working.
I'll tell you what, when we win our first League Cup, by
the way, listen, I'm just saying, Raw, he said he's run out of energy, and I'm saying, Raw, man's got the energy drink. Well, God, that's all.
No, a trophy is a trophy, man.
It's a trophy.
Of course, but you know, it's like the farewell, like, because like what
they want more.
The other day, man was talking about who's better, Wenger or Klopp.
Wenger's always been better, though.
I've got to say this though, as a Tottenham fan, I would love to have been in a Liverpool situation. You know what I mean? Having a few trophies like that.
I'm just talking as a neutral. I'm not talking as I'm just hat off.
I think I can understand. I can understand why people are saying. I can understand why people are saying he's not been successful. You know, he's not because he's only won one Premier League and one Champions League. It could have been more. It could have been more. I understand that, and I think, I think he remember. Still, he's a top manager, and you know he's done really well, and I think he's given everything. But I think that's what has been his downfall. I think a little bit as well, because at the end of the day, I think his type of football needs a lot of energy, and I think that's why he's fell down a little bit. You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing for me. You know what I mean? So it's just it's sad. It's sad because I don't think they're going to win the Premier League.
I think, yeah. Go on, Boxer.
Do you not want a Liverpool man? Do you want to preach his hair? Should I jump off and let preach?
Yeah.
Nah, Chinks stay, man.
Yeah, I don't even want Chinks to go either.
No, Chinks stay, man. Stay.
I'll come off.
No, I don't. He's not even there. He said he just got home.
He just got home.
Yeah.
Cool. Don't worry. Just carry it as it is. Go on.
I think it's people mixing it like a bit of banter with, because obviously I think it's because people know that Liverpool fans, and they so should, they love Klopp, innit? And so when they were comparing him to Wenger and others, I don't think they anticipate that halfway through the season he's going to say, "I'm tired, I'm leaving." Like,
can I ask you this question? Do you think, in your heart of hearts, how close do you think you can be to Liverpool next season? Genuinely, because
Newcastle, in terms of what?
In terms of points, how close will you be to Liverpool next season? In your opinion, if like obviously like
that's too difficult to know.
Like,
transfer window hasn't happened.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is obviously this Liverpool have done very well this season, regardless of the points that they've accumulated. So there's going to be a drop off. So if I'm, for example, let's say Liverpool get 82 points, yeah. If you're Spurs and you get approaching 70 points, right? Would you not then rationally, if you have expectations as Spurs, thinking we should close this gap on Liverpool next season because they should have a drop with a new manager and we should improve?
But
is that not a logical way of thinking?
Well, if you think that progression is straight, so I was arguing with Ian earlier. He was saying to me, "Well, you finished Champions League fourth spot last season, and therefore you should contend for the Premier League this season." It didn't work out that way. So I think for people can overestimate just how much the drop off will be for Liverpool. Remember, they're one of the best run clubs as well. They're just going to get a like-for-like manager, and they're just going to keep on moving. Yes, that manager's going to have a different vision for different players, and I'm not saying there isn't going to be a drop off. I don't think it's going to be as significant that people think it is. For instance, Tottenham, you don't know what players you're going to bring in. God help you if you stick with Tino Werner, for instance. That's not banter. I'm just saying.
Go there.
We don't know what Ange's really about. Well, we've got a little bit of sign. You've got Brendan Johnson and Timo Werner. If that's an echo of what it could be for Tottenham, I think you're in trouble. Do you get what I mean? So we just don't know. Like we don't know how close we are or going to be or far away from Liverpool is. I think it's too early to tell.
I can answer that question for you.
Okay.
Nowhere near, and I'll give you reasons why. They're going to sound harsh, but they're real. Newcastle ain't got what it takes to keep up with Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, or even Man U. They haven't got it. They're too small. What I mean by too small, you've got a lovely sized stadium, but your impact of money will never in a million years touch Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, and the rest of them. It's the area. They can't charge the same ticket prices that Spurs can. They can't do it because they haven't got the people to do it
with the Saudi owners.
Let me finish. But the problem is they've got all the money in the world, but they can't bloody spend it. And the only way they can spend that money, it depends if the rules are changed, is by actually selling players. And that is a right bang out of all the position you're in, because there's been other teams that have been allowed to come in here and just throw the money about and do what they want. But on the realistic side of it now, Newcastle, unless they get in that Champions League 3 years on the trot and win a trophy and get money in through that way, where are they going to go? They can build a massive stadium, bigger than Spurs. They still won't touch the money on the stadium that Spurs can. Up north is a poorer end. London is where all the money is. London can charge £100, £200 a ticket. Newcastle can't do that.
Okay, when's the last time a London team won a Premier League?
That's not the question I asked.
But you're saying you're equating it to money and people being in London. When's the last time a London team won the Premier League?
I'm saying that Newcastle...
The northern teams.
You're totally diverting me. I'm saying that when Newcastle, the problem they are in, you are not going to have the money to buy the players that you need to buy to get up there. What you need to do...
I'm saying it's not a problem.
And the money. I'm saying it is because of the money.
Well, people grow. You grew. We can grow.
Yeah.
We came from fighting relegation.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said what you need to do is win Champions Leagues or get in the Champions League for 3 years straight to bring revenue into your club that you can actually spend. Because you don't get no revenue from the stadium. You don't get no revenue from anywhere else. Barely. Oh, come on. Spurs get 6.2 million. You barely reach a million.
Yeah, we've got taken over how long? 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
We're about to get £50 million.
When your stadium gets bought up, go on, mate.
Yeah, we can get that's in the plans. That's what I'm saying. This process, like you're judging us where we should be 5-6 years from now. We've already made strides. We've already been in the Champions League 1.5 years into the takeover. We're hopefully going to qualify for Europe again. Like all these things aren't impossible. You're saying like it's never going to happen. I'm saying to you, it's already happened. You're saying to me, you guys are up north and you're all poor. And I'm saying to you, when's the last time has a London team won the Premier League? It hasn't happened for a very long time. It's been Man City, it's been Liverpool, and it's been Man United dominating the Premier League. So your theory is
that's irrelevant. Right? No.
That's your point. That's why it's irrelevant.
No, it's not. That is not my point. You're missing my point. My point is everyone else will get bigger still, and everyone else will keep getting more money in. But you've got all the money in the world to put it down there to win it. But you can't, because you can't spend what you've got.
So Chelsea spend $1 billion on the squad. Where are they?
But that's got nothing to do with it. You ain't going to be able to get better players in that can compete with Arsenal, with Man U, with Man City, and that. You're not going to be able to keep up with them.
Is that better than Gabriel Jesus?
I'm better than Gabriel Jesus.
Right, exactly. So then we have got strikers, we have got players that are better than theirs.
Right. But do you think you're going to be good enough to get into the top 4 for 3 seasons straight?
We will find out.
I didn't ask that. I said, do you think you are good enough? Yes or no? Do you think you're good enough?
We were good enough last year. We're the 4th best team in the league last year. We're only 10 points behind you guys of 6 points. You guys are in 5th. And we've had the injuries that we've had. You guys are lucky that we had those injuries. So there's progression there. I'm not disputing all your points. What I'm disputing is you're saying it's impossible.
No.
So Man City came from a position where, yes, they were 8th or 9th when they were kind of mid-table team when they got taken over. But they also saw the championship like we did. And look what they are now. So
yeah, but then the difference is they had 2, 3, 4, 500 million that they could go bang on the table. You haven't got that, and you're not gonna get that.
Why?
Your process. Well, the actual question was, if I heard it right, tell me if I heard it wrong. Is next season do you think you'll be able to keep up with Liverpool? No. Because for anything, you're going to have to possibly even sell a player to bring players in because your club just has no revenue anywhere else.
Everyone has to do that.
No,
Liverpool
don't have to do that.
We don't have to do it.
Yeah, look where you
don't have to do it.
So Liverpool had to sell Coutinho. They had to sell some of their best players to get to where they are. So, like every team has to do that. Man United had to sell Cristiano Ronaldo. Like all these big clubs.
No. None of them had to sell them to make money. Only Arsenal had to do it after that stadium. Spurs, technically, I know it's all crap and everything, FFP, but we've got more money than anyone else in the Premiership put together. We could spend, just by what you read in that, 400 million and we can't even get looked at on FFP. Would we do it? No, we bloody wouldn't. If you look at your money, you're on your borderline.
No.
You're nearly at the point where you're getting trouble with it. You need to sell players to be able to buy players until you go through this 5-year period of consistent Champions League and getting consistent money in from elsewhere. Newcastle are pretty much stuck unless everyone else falls to pieces. And Liverpool are only going to get better again. Spurs hopefully will get better again. With a manager, I haven't got all the faith in the world in him, as a few people knows that, but only next season will tell. Arsenal are only going to keep getting better. Chelsea are going to get back on their feet. Villa are going to be giving it more. And they're going to all be able to spend a lot more money than what you've got. Fact.
Well, that's in your world. It is what I'm saying. You're saying that there's going to be no progression at all.
No, and I didn't say that.
What I'm saying to you, you are saying. You said like you're not going to make enough money. You're saying that if you got more money, you're going to win the Premier League. I've said to you, Chelsea have just spent £1 billion. They're not going to win the Premier League.
No, they done it wrong.
I've said to you that we've come from where one season we're fighting relegation to the next season when we're in the Champions League. It's not more money. It's good decision making. You guys have
obviously with who you buy.
Exactly. Yeah. So you guys have made your money, you've built up your revenue, done it very well. where you've lacked your decision making is the managers and the players that you've brought in. So far, we've made very good decisions with the managers and the players.
Some very good ones.
And we've got a good board of directors. So I don't see a reason why. So for instance, even this year, you guys are going to Australia to make some more money. Guess what team you're bringing with you? You're bringing us with you. So
that'd be a bit extra revenue for you. But that's not going to be that's not going to be revenue to buy players.
Same block. We're in the same. We're
no, not quite. Not quite. Look, when it comes to the point, okay, I'll give you an example. Start of the season.
We've got a better start.
Who went for Maddison? Who went for Maddison first?
Okay, keep him. We've got Bruno.
No. That's not the question. We keep him.
You know
it's
what?
a question
Keep Son as well. We've got Isak.
Yeah, fine.
Keep
brilliant.
Ramos.
I want Isak, but answer my question.
You're not going to get him.
Who went for Maddison first?
We both went for Maddison. What does it matter?
Yeah, and he looked at Newcastle and thought, I'll go London because his wife wanted to go there as well.
We've got Bruno instead.
Yeah, and then the other player you got is a complete and utter crackhead on the on the betting and that, and you've just been spunked out of 75 million for him.
Dombele was a rise and success, wasn't he? He was fantastic for you.
He was quite. Mate, bring all the players in you want, but we still walk you under the floor with money we can spend.
Where's the director again?
When you can spend 400 million, come and talk to me.
Don't get me started on Paratici.
All right then. So
Paratici's not in prison. He's still doing his job.
Money doesn't give you brains. We've got
You've got to do the right things with it.
We've been doing it very well so far. You're worried about God help you if we finish above you this season and you guys are 10 points ahead of us. God help you. I'll be on here. Me and you have this conversation again.
Oh, me and you can go again. But take my point from the start. Are you going to be able to get that money to keep up with everyone? That is what I'm asking.
You've been doing it so far. So why not?
No, you've done it once because you got in the Champions League.
Right, and we're doing it this year again with half a squad.
This is what I've been saying. If you get that Champions League, if you get it for 3 years on the trot, you'll be able to sit there and catch up with people. But you've got to think, the other teams that can spend more than you, which is basically everyone in the top six.
You're saying it's money. I'm saying
if they buy it on the...
Yes, good.
So are you telling me... Yeah, of course it is. It's both of you. I totally get you. But if you're going to have enough money to make that squad significantly better,
which we have,
to get in that Champions League,
which we have. We went from relegation to Champions League. We're 10 points behind you, 6 points to go. We just slapped you 4-0. We're doing
What's that got to do with the money? What's that got to do with the money?
We're making good progress with the money that we've had so far.
Well done. Brighton but are you going to have money to make progress further?
They've got a better team. They've got a better midfield than you.
But have you got the money to go further?
You're going to find out. Why not?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
You do well then, Toon, but there's a couple of points, a couple of jumps.
Okay, last bit, Jay.
Why are you talking to Arsenal? I wonder why you're not talking to Arsenal.
I'll talk to Arsenal now, mate.
I thought you live on our block.
Bring Arsenal on.
Exactly.
Your one player destroyed your whole lot. Your one buy destroyed your whole transfer.
Well, I didn't know you was our accountant. Was you? Are you financial?
It was obvious. Well, I don't know. If you're a good accountant as well, I can give the same opinions as you.
I don't know it was you that was counting our money.
I work as an accountant, mate. Come on. I know my shit.
So you know what we've got. So you know how
for
much
Newcastle, I work as an accountant. Of course I don't, yeah. And neither do you. So we can only go by what we read.
Right. So
wasn't it officially said by Newcastle that you buying that player and the fact that you've got nothing for him?
I blame Daniel Levy for this.
All right. If you're the guy that goes into the transfer window, telling everybody, by the way, we've got £200 million to spend.
It'd be a stupid thing to do.
Exactly. So what do you tell?
Have you got that money?
Bro, we've just showed you've got that money. Yes, last week I was on here and Chinks was reading out our transfer record, and people were saying that we've spent too much money. They're saying that you guys got that. Jay was arguing, you guys got that Saudi money. You're spending that £200 a season. This season, this week, you're telling me you've got no money. Which is it, guys? We're broke or we've got too much money. Make up your mind.
Are you going to be able to get the much money that you need to buy the players you want?
Or is it? You're just worried that with the little bit of money that we do have, with a little 20
you
million,
might buy a good player.
We're just buying the better players than you. But we might just smack you again.
Newcastle have definitely done. One thing Newcastle have definitely done, and you can't take it off of them. They've done extremely well to get where they're doing what they're getting. The point I'm getting at with you, yeah,
Can you keep on
is
doing
until you start getting a revenue, and
Oh,
a regular revenue, you're going to struggle to keep up with a bigger team, and that's just money.
We're going to Australia with you to make some money.
Do you know what the question I asked that with? Do you know what I asked that question with? Who's more mug for going Newcastle? Who's more mug for going Australia? Spurs or Newcastle? We're both a fucking pair of dickheads for doing it. Like 2 games after the season. It's a bit of an idiot thing to do to your football team, isn't it? I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong.
You got to make money.
It's terrible to do that. It's terrible to do that. I don't agree with it. But look, Newcastle is a club I like. I like Newcastle a lot. From the fact that they banged us. Yeah, do you think I want Tim and Werner? Okay, with that comment, I totally get you. But then I hope that's like me saying to you that
our fan base want Timo Werner above.
That's like me saying to you, I hope your man, like, his addict calms down and he can play football in a year and a half's time that just cost you 75 mil. All sticks and stones at the end of the day. But I just do think you are going to struggle to keep up with the bigger teams, and it's going to be so frustrating when you've got that money there. And I think you should be able to spend it. I think if someone turns over a club with 200-300 million, they should be able to throw it in. But you've got to work harder than Liverpool, Man U, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal to make money. You don't even make in the stadium. You don't even make close to the revenue of those clubs in that way. So you've got to build it up with that way. If you get your Champions League, your following season could be very, very interesting. I'm not denying you can't do nothing. I'm saying you just got to work it harder.
What I'm saying to you is, you're saying this, we do have to work harder, but when you're saying it's not going to happen, I disagree with you. So before Mike Ashley took over, we were in the top 6 in terms of revenue. We're earning more money than you. We were in top 10 in terms of Europe, in the world altogether, in terms of clubs that had money. We had a bad owner for 14 years who absolutely rinsed and terrorized our club. Now we've got good owners. So even before that manager came in, we were making more money than you guys were. We were the top 6 club. We were the Champions League club. Bobby Robson, Patrick Kluivert, all those guys. Remember them? That's what we were. So we're just getting our owners back who are not only going to push back us back to that level, and they have done. Our revenue has actually increased 39% since last year. There's no reason why it shouldn't go again.
The way yours will go again. The way yours will go again is getting into Champions League. The other thing you'll need to do is build a new stadium as well. But the thing is, again, it definitely needs rebuilding. It's one of the more old day ones. I mean, it ain't as knackered as Old Trafford, but it definitely needs a scale over.
Still enough to be you, so it's not a problem.
Again, the problem is with it, you're never going to get the money in that stadium.
You're never going to win there. So why do we want to sell it for?
You want to get a better stadium, don't you? Better income.
No, I'm saying
you can spend more to get a bigger club.
No, we will do. We're going to Australia with you. We're making some income. We'll go to a competition. We'll buy and sell players. There's more than one way to make money. It's not just the Champions League. Because you've been doing Champions League for the last 9 years, you guys don't value trophies anymore. All you see is Champions League, Champions League, Champions League.
No.
Please do not brush me with the Champions League thing, bro. I don't want Champions League. I do not want Champions League. I want Europa League. I don't care. I want trophies.
All you've been talking about is you need to get to the Champions League. You need to get to the Champions League. Well, you have no money.
That's where the money is. I don't care about the Champions League. I don't want Spurs in the Champions League. I've said
we're going to be badly. If we get Champions League, we'll be badly next season. We can't do expectations. That's why I was arguing with Jay. That's why I was arguing with Jay.
I just want, can I you see the thing? You see Newcastle instead. We know they have, Newcastle owners are the richest of all the owners, isn't it? So if you spend money on the women's game, I think your academy, and your stadium, none of those count towards your financial fair play. So they could literally actually buy all that stuff with the amount of money they have.
You can.
Concern.
You can.
And it wouldn't affect their FFP.
Maybe buy other clubs. And be a multi-club ownership.
I can't stand it.
Maybe that Champions League doesn't matter so much anymore.
Money-wise is all it matters for. Do you love getting Champions League just to look at it? I don't even like Champions League.
Do you think Newcastle will improve and push ahead of Manchester United and Chelsea next season?
No.
It's too early to tell.
Newcastle.
Whoa. Yeah.
They already had a Chelsea. What do you mean?
No, for next season.
No.
Well, technically, they can finish above Chelsea this season.
No.
I don't know why there's like a no, but like nobody can unless
Okay.
when you ask me that
I'll put this a
question
different way to you.
When you ask me, Ash, I'll just ask Ash's question first. Because all my main thing is about good decision making. Whether you buy a player, what players you buy, what managers you buy, what investments you make, who you buy and sell, who's in your director's box. So I can answer that question more accurately at the end of the this summer transfer window by looking at our squad, and I can let you know. But it's difficult to answer so far. But as we speak right now in the table, who's higher, Man United or Chelsea?
Okay, I'll put it a different way to you then. Yeah, I like your attitude. I like the way you look on things. I like Newcastle.
Yeah,
I really do. That, if anything, I'd probably say if I had to support another club, God, would I want to support? I wouldn't want to support a club up north. No, I couldn't do that. But,
your club's up north, innit? Or is that south? Okay.
But Newcastle is a team that I've always liked, especially back to the day when they nearly give it to Man U. Yeah, maybe I said it wrong. Never happened. All right, if never happened is what I said, I hold back and admit I was wrong there. Yeah. Because all I'm putting it for you is that Newcastle have got it a lot tougher than the London clubs to get income and revenue to spend. Next question I've got for you is all I would like off you. I don't need no reasons, no nothing. Yes or no answer. It's a simple.
I bet it's a yes or no answer. No context, right?
No context to the question.
This
no
context. No context. Go on.
Watch, it ain't.
All right.
Because then I've got another offer for you. So. Will Newcastle? Do you think Newcastle will finish above Spurs next season?
Yes.
Jeez.
Right. Here's the offer. No.
I can believe.
Here's the offer. Okay, fine. Okay, here's the offer. I bet you £200 here and now. £200 here and now in front of everybody.
Jeez.
Winners goes to Great Ormond Street.
Yeah,
I bet you £200 spinning.
Unfortunately, I don't bet. But that's all I can tell you is give me chest. I don't bet, sir.
Fair enough. If you don't bet, mate, that's
fair.
But that's how sure I am that Spurs will finish above.
And based on what though? The great buys you've made, like Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson. Is that what you're based on?
The great buys we will buy.
A new manager from the Japanese league.
Don't do that, Brian. Don't do that, Dan. I'm just arguing. Don't do that, Dan.
We're going to buy world-class players. We're going to buy world-class defenders.
Don't do that, please. They've got to do better next season. One season. One season.
We're outside.
What are you on about, Alex?
Who we are, bro?
What are you on about?
One season, bro. One season. We're picking them up. I'm sorry. We need to do better next season, bro. With pressure on us, bro. That's what I want to see, bro. You know what I mean? We've got Liverpool, we have Man United.
You know where I think it is?
We have Liverpool and Man United and Man City, yeah, who knows standards, bro.
I've got a question for you, Dan.
I'm sorry. I'm fed up this whole thing, like saying, we've got Van de Ven, we've got Vicario, we've got Udoji, we've got this player, we've got that player, we've got this player. It's like, seriously.
Dan, seriously. I got a question.
Seriously, if we played a better way and didn't play anti-style, we'd be all right. Go on, man.
I want a yes or no. Are you going to finish above Liverpool next season?
No.
No.
I don't think Liverpool are going to drop that hard. I think Liverpool are going to drop to about 4th, and depending on their manager, that is going to be whether they drop to 8th or
Liverpool. If they drop to 4th, that means you're going to get another 5th spot. So that's what you're going to say to me. So for the next 2 years, you're going to be 5th.
Right, I'll give you my whole opinion on everything.
What players are going to get?
I'll give you my whole opinion on everything. I don't like this Ange football. I don't like it, yeah? This lot know it. I debate it with everyone. His style of football is made for Scotland, not the Premiership. Ange's style of football, the Premiership is too good. You proved it. Fulham proved it. Wolves proved it. I don't dig Ange's style. Until I see my manager making adaptations to games and trying to change with things, I don't see us doing anything.
I want to bring in Big Peach because Big Peach has just come in. Do you agree with Dan what he's just said? Do you agree that Ange is too soon? He's asking for the title. He's only good for this ain't Australia, mate. This ain't Japan, mate. This ain't Scotland. Ange has been found out. I want to bring you in, and then I want to talk about Klopp's leaving party a little bit.
Want to ever talk about now? Do you know what? Yeah, Faze will be my receipt for this year, but it's Ange's playing good football, but it's once again. I said it the last time I was online. You lot's expectation. It's your own expectation. Klopp did the same thing first season. You know, he came in, he was charging, play fatigue, injuries. We ended up 8th in that season. Do you know what I'm saying? He learned, and then the next season won the Champions League. So I think it depends on how good Ange is. Like, is he going to actually make the changes? I'd say the only thing that works against you is that I haven't seen like a plan B. Like, I did see Klopp change it a bit. Like it weren't working, so he just did a long ball thing for a little while, a couple of times. So I get it, but only you have to give it time, and you're actually playing.
Preach. Did Jurgen Klopp have a plan B in the first 18 months at Liverpool? What was his plan B?
Nah, do you know what? At the same time, he was told like, we don't even care where you end up. Like, as long as
no. What was Klopp's plan B in the first 18 months at Liverpool?
Just, I guess,
make plan A better. What was plan A?
Okay, I understand you now.
So you guys forgotten how good you were. That's the sad thing about Tottenham. There was a point where you guys were on. It was a challenge between you and Liverpool to see who would challenge Man City, and you were playing that incredible football. And you lost who you were. I don't know if you guys remember Wakanda, and he was fighting, and the mum said to him, "Remember who you are," and that's when he stood up. That's what Tottenham needs.
That's what Tottenham don't do, mate.
Change the style how many times?
That's what you got. You guys are in these back alleys, like arguing with Newcastle 67 years.
The difference is between us and Liverpool. People understand this, yeah, and Tottenham. Preach has seen trophies, you know what I mean, and they've seen a process. They understand the process. Yeah, they stick with the process. Tottenham have not done that in the last how many years now? You know what I mean?
I don't think they ever have they?
They've never. That's
I don't think they ever have.
And this is the thing. Preach can understand the fact that Klopp was given the time because they understood that he was going to have these problems and they weren't going to panic. I don't know about my owners. That's why I've argued all this time. I don't know. I don't know, and that's why I think that's why he's comfortable, because he's got somebody that is like who's in charge, Edwards, who knows what he wants. He understands. He understands Liverpool. You know what I mean? You know.
Okay.
So, and that's the point.
Okay, let's try and be positive for Spurs for a minute.
Oh,
it
for
ain't
goodness
easy.
sake.
Yeah, because what I'm going to say here is, now let's imagine in this wonderful world that we know is never going to happen, that Ange gets backed.
That's and more
now,
pressure on him.
If you let me go, next season, we're also going to see if Ange is one of three things: whether he's ignorant, naive, or whether he's a bloody good learner. Because my man could have the best defence in the world sitting there. Personal opinion, best defence in the world I've ever seen. Maldini, Nesta, Yapstam, and Cafu. Yeah? And then go and stick Pirello in front of him. But with Ange Ball, everybody pushed up there, play those players inverted, so there's just no there, naked on the flanks, everything else. We're still going to cede too many goals in the season and struggle for top four. Even if we got Harry Kane up there again. We will concede too many goals with his style.
Like, Dad, you know what's crazy? Yeah? You know, you started this. You said, let's be positive about this.
I was being sarcastic. Okay.
I was being sarcastic,
bro. That's the whole point of it.
I was looking for the light. I was looking for the light at this tunnel.
Yeah, there is no light. Now, if Ange changes his style of play and he fixes it for certain games, like when you know you play Newcastle and you've got Gordon coming down right, Isaac down the middle right, they've lobbed you over 3 or 4 times. He's coming clock, bang, there goes the goal. Right.
So, sorry, can I ask
my manager sits there and goes, sit back 10 minutes, 10 yards, come back 10 yards. You've got good enough defence sitting there, good goalkeeper, take it. Midfield, come back a little bit, muscle it out. 10 minutes, game slows down. Go for attack. Nope. He sits back with his straw and his hat and his Fosters and says nothing.
Good day, mate. Good day. Hey, let me hear preach.
Exactly.
Well, let me hear preach. Go on, preach. You're about to say something. Go on.
No, I was going to say, though, out of you two in the block, I'd say Spurs, you're really close to being up there, though. Like, literally, I think this summer is a make or break again. The thing is, you lot have been in this position
I hear this again.
Yeah, you have been in this position before. So, if you lot, I do understand why. You have to blame General Levy, you get me? You have to blame him.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about him. I really do not want to talk about him because it makes like Sean Butler so important because he's the finance guy. I'm fed up with hearing about it. You know what I mean? Sorry, that's the point. The point is, it's like, the point I'm making is, it's like, I just need to see it. You know what I mean? When I don't know how. I think you're the same age as me, maybe preach. You know what I mean? 36 or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but you look like the same age as me. Yeah. So when you've gone through what you've gone through, you know what I mean, and seen it how many times as a kid, you're just fed up. You know what I mean? It just gets to a point.
This is trauma, bro. This is going to be a therapy session.
But you seem to at least seen success.
We need to keep it on Liverpool for a little bit. I know we got a lot of space. This is the Rivals Show. We're not doing this whole Tottenham thing.
The therapy session.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that, man. We're not doing that.
Hey, they're having an identity crisis.
Not vaping.
Oh my god!
Not smoking.
We've been playing well for so long. Oh my god! We've been playing well for so long. Oh my god! It's going mad. Oh, what are we gonna do? Oh, fuck Newcastle! Newcastle!
I want to preach here. You think saying that he ran out of energy and he's going into retirement, was that the wrong time? Was it more of a help for Liverpool season and it's pushed them on and they would have done worse without him saying it? Or do you think it's
someone said Alex, you're not 36?
What's going on there? What we doing this last season?
Someone commented, Alex, you're not 36.
Listen, guys. Preach needs his time to shine. Yeah, right. When there's trolls, they love Mr. Bot's office. You know what I mean? And that's all they need to say, and that's it. So bless you, Pesh, but you're not triggering me. Trust me, Bob. Back to you, preach, to make yourself known, bro.
So you look at over 34.
What was the question? Say it.
Do you think him having that speech energized Liverpool and he needed to make that speech, about him leaving, was the right time? Or do you think it was a hindrance, seeing how they've run out of energy now and it looks like they bottled the league? Or do you think he could have said it later? Do you think, it affected them in any shape or form?
No, I think the timing is more due to what they got to do behind the scenes, like scouting a new manager. Like, we need that time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Klopp's gone. We need as much time as possible in it to replace to the best as possible. So I think it's the best time. I don't think I think it might have given them some motivation. I don't think it worked the other way around, to tell you the truth. Because Klopp works game by game, tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't have mattered.
If he held out and he was he said it a little bit later, that might have given him the juice, because obviously 6 games left, and now it seems like the Endo is not the same DM as he was before. McAllister, no, not even McAllister. Say Szoboszlai, he's not looking right. Obviously, people were hyping up Nunes for his energy. Say, oh, look how much energy he's got. He's got energy. Don't worry about his goals. He's got energy. But then you look at the chances they were missing against Manchester United, against what's it called in the cup in Europe, Atalanta.
Remember their names and that. Is that you're trying to do it like that? Yeah.
No, but like that, like Salah.
Who did you play again? Yeah, that team. Now, do you know what? Honestly, I think if everyone remembers, even my point of view at the beginning of the season, I think it's all caught up. I think it's definitely caught up with us now. I think the reality of the expectations at the beginning of the season is caught up, because like if you ask me, I was thinking that we might be 5th, pushing 4th, just due to last season. Do you know what I'm saying? Like last season was a season to forget. Do you know what I'm saying? So due to that, I think it's just caught up with us. As you know, we had so much injuries. We ended up playing our children, things like that. So it all caught up. It all caught up with us. That's how I see it. But at the same time, it's Klopp. So at the same time, it's Klopp. So I don't think it's over. Innit? If you man there can pull your socks up and make sure you get some 3 points against City and be the bogey team that you are against them, then we're all back.
So you think to win the league?
Did I, at the beginning of the season, no. And to be honest, I had to wait for like they said, okay, if you make it through the Christmas period, you got a chance. I waited for that. But then obviously it was African nations. So it's like, if we can make it through without Salah, So it's always been a nervous journey. Like I've not felt comfortable. I've always felt like, we've got to like get past this part. But it's just like from Christmas, there's a section. Now we're in the business end. It's like we've got to do the business. So it's just like, but like it never.
Anyone else? Go on, sorry.
I was gonna say it's Liverpool, as you know, we're known for major comebacks. So if it can happen this season, but yeah, like it's scary right now. But Jota's back, so I feel like at least
you're not filling me with confidence, bro. Like you're not filling me with confidence. He's like, Ash is like, are you gonna win the league? You're like, oh man, Jota's back.
Can you be surprised you got Nunes up front who can't score goals to save his life?
See what it is, Toon? You ain't really been at a place where you haven't really challenged for the Premiership, so you don't know the feeling of not happening in it. You've just always not going to win it, so it's different. You get me? So different.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Who's worse? Can I ask a question? Who's worse, Nunes or the above average John Carew? Haaland, aka Haaland.
No,
yeah. Who's worse? Who's worse?
So first of all, the Donny, he's no one's ever said that Nunes is a League 2 type of striker, innit? So it all depends what you want. It's like the Harry Kane one as well, innit? It depends what you want, innit? If you want someone to run pressure, 1-2s, nutmegs, then you're gonna go for Nunes, innit? But if you just want goals, bang them out. You've got a good enough squad just to get the ball out there, then get Haaland, innit? That's how I feel. So
is Europa? Do you reckon you can do the Europa? You're in a 3-0 deficit. You've got to go to Atlanta.
Yeah, well, come on, fam. Look what we did to Barca. Like we do comebacks. Remember, we're not you lot. When it's over, it's over. Like we've got hope. Like we've done it before. Do you know what I'm saying? So we can do this, innit? We might lose. Okay, cool. But like at this stage, how many other teams will have that type of hope?
Hear it, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Does anyone disagree though? Does anyone think that
Man City are gonna win? I can't believe this. Like I was backing you guys, but I'm hearing the fans like you guys all sound like mad nervous. Like
have you never been close, bruv? Have you never been close to something? No, I'm just saying, have you never been close to something that's so important and you almost lost it? You don't get nervous.
Yeah, they did, and they bottled it when Alex Ferguson told them they was getting through it.
So can I say what I'm doing? I'm being nice. I said something. I'm not even saying football. Because if I said football, then it's a straight no for you, innit? So I'm saying, is there anything else?
I don't mind, bro. I've been taking this for about 20 years.
He's talking to me, Buster Box. I'm not talking to you. He's talking to me. Well, I mean, if you can call I think why you're feeling nervous, it's probably the first time you really had a title challenge in the last 30 years. That's the word on the street, is what I'm hearing. But look.
Say that again. I beg you say that again. I'm telling you this there. I'm going to do a phase. I'm going to record that bit that you just said. Say that one more time, bro. Just say it one more time for those at the back.
This is why I'm pulling your leg, and this is what I was talking about right at the beginning of this program. It's not your teams that bother me the most. It's the fans. In the last 5-6 games, you guys have to back your team. None of you come out here with chest. Not Arsenal. And Chinks is different. But like I'll say, none of you come out here with any chest, with any confidence in your voices.
Have you been in this situation?
Why this is what I'm saying. I told you, I'm in the back alleys next to the chicken shop. 67 years, no FA. Why are you even trying to like come to? I don't understand it, bruv. Why are you guys even talking to me? Why?
Because when you're up, because you know a hurt person hurts people.
Ash asked the question. What do you guys think?
I'm not lying. I'm just
Ash
bullying
asked me. Ash asked me the question.
I'm not lying. We're not right. I can bully you. I can do it.
Okay, but if I had Man City over my hat, you'd be sitting there very quiet right now.
Then I can have a
You'd be quiet like a church mouse. If I had Man City over my hat right now, you'd be sitting there very, very, very quiet. You wouldn't be so. You wouldn't. You wouldn't even let me finish. You won't even let me finish. No, but you won't let me finish. What I'm saying is, Ash asked.
I just let you say
Big Preach. Why are you so nervous?
Go to your next point.
The question was.
I know you're scared of what I'm going to say because everyone knows.
Go on. Ask the question.
Fire some shots at you.
All right. Ask the question.
Yeah, because number one, if it's Man City, I can have a nice, decent conversation with them.
Okay.
Yeah, because.
So let's all stay quiet because none of us here have got anything. Like let's just have a moment of silence and listen to.
Technically, you have to be quiet when my grandparents are around talking to their friends.
All right. Now this is the chess that I wanted. When Ash asked the question, "Are you going to win the league?" I was waiting for the bass in your voice to return. It's good to see. It's good to see it now, mate. It's good to see. It's good to hear. You see, here we go.
Let me hear the bass in your voice.
Oh, mate.
Here we go.
I do love it how you ask questions to someone about something. Oh, but what have you done? But what have you done? That's like me having a debate with the Arsenal man here, yeah. And he says to me, yeah, but what have you won? I turn around and say, no shit, Sherlock. I know that stuff, yeah. When it comes down to the crunch with Liverpool right now, they are scared. They are very, very scared because what Klopp did, was it smart? Wasn't it? I don't know. There's one side of me that says fair play what he done because it could have fired them up. Yeah. But did it fire them up too early to the point where they're now firing blanks? You know, it's like whether you decide. Hang on. It's like having decided to have kids at 21 and then thinking, fuck it, I'll do it when I'm 28, 29, 35. The ammunition's going down and down and down. Now, without the gun there to pull it, Klopp,
so you're
I think you lot are getting. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I think scares are coming to Liverpool now because Liverpool have not got the mentality that Man City have got. Arsenal have not got the mentality.
First of all, name a team that has that City thing.
It doesn't matter who else has because Man City's at the top. Man City are on the top, so no one else matters.
But what I'm saying is, you can't compare other teams with City. Compare yourself with City and see how it goes.
No, I'm talking about Liverpool, and I can talk about whatever team I want, whether my team's done good or shit, because I follow football.
Exactly.
Liverpool's mentality is not as winning as Man City.
Man City, yeah, it's like back in the day when you played ISS Pro and everyone picked Brazil. You see, when you're playing boxing games and you always pick Muhammad Ali. You can't. It's like it's unfair. Man City.
And it's like saying,
look at that. No, here we go. Here's the excuses.
And the thing is,
because Liverpool got no money.
One more thing to go back to what was said earlier. We can talk with Man City, you know.
Now you can talk to Man City again. Now you can talk to Man City again. In the same sentence, they're this big giant. In the second sentence, but they got all this money.
You're just chatting.
No, you are. I'm telling you, like. Which is it? Are Man City this big giant, or are you guys a giant? Because
what do you think I'm saying? We're giants as well. If we could talk with them,
go and do the thing
about your mid-table mentality. These things, but it's like last time Jay's talking about Deji talking about sitting at a table with Liverpool and Real
They're in the same block as us. They're in the lift with us.
So anything we say Spurs, I'm saying it to you as well. So
it's easy.
Would you actually class as a block? Like serious question, serious question, yeah.
Well, Deji doesn't talk for me, to tell you that for a fact.
I know I don't talk for you. I talk for me.
No, Deji, not down. Deji.
So, just so I can understand, I probably won't understand it, but I at least have the respect to try and get it. Yeah,
because we've never won anything. That's why, Dan.
Explain this table.
I understand these things.
Explain this table to me.
Beyond our understanding.
Give me the table or the block.
Oh, you're asking me
what to have the dinner on together?
See, no, you know, like you
you need knives and forks for that stuff, man. What you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain.
Okay, bring in the knives and forks.
Like when people say you can't sit at this table because you haven't done anything to be at this table.
Right.
So he was talking about Liverpool.
Okay,
Arsenal,
let me interpret. Right, I've got you 100%, bruv. 100%.
Yeah.
So I just want everyone to listen to me on here quickly for my definition of your table. Yeah?
Yeah.
So Spurs can't sit on your table because you've won everything, yeah? And we ain't won nothing for a long time. Like that is the main reason, yeah? Because you've won everything.
No, that's one of them.
No? What, is there another reason?
Yeah.
So so it is basically down to that you've been the champions, you've won the Champions League, you've won the league, you've won all that, and you've done more than Spurs, yeah? But then the way I adapt to your table, no, I can't sit on your table. I can't sit on Liverpool. I can't sit on Chelsea. I can't sit on Man City or Man U. But I tell you whose table I can sit on. Arsenal. Do you know why? Because Arsenal haven't won anything we haven't won. They've just won more of it. So Arsenal can't sit on your table. Arsenal can't sit on Chelsea's table. Arsenal can't sit on Nottingham Forest table. Arsenal can't sit on Villa table.
That was kind of a nice angle, but that's not where.
Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Arsenal's won it 6 times. How many FA Cups have they won? Like everyone.
Yeah. But mate, we've all won it. But the Champions League is the one that puts you on the top, isn't it?
Liverpool going to win the league.
Won it. That's the thing.
Liverpool going to win the league.
I'm being realistic. Like I'm not a Spurs fan, you know. I'm not just gonna go like yeah. Like,
are you going to win the league?
I was asking serious questions. That's all, just to try and understand you.
Wouldn't you think I'm delusional if we're playing bad and I'm saying that we're gonna win? Like you'd cuss me for that,
mate. Are you guys going to win the league? Like
no, but you know what's mad though, yeah, because I understand what you're all doing, yeah. And I think it's rather hypocritical because when it's done to you, you don't like it. Because basically, what we're all doing here, yeah, Man City beat us all up. You get what I'm saying? They beat us all up, and now we're all going to preach. They're going to preach? Oh, why are you letting beat you up? Why are you letting beat you up? Like you didn't.
You're like the bigger brother. The last brother you can call got whacked up, and it's like, oh, why you get punched up?
I've never seen a power take so much
Right, man. I don't know how you call that different face,
Class. That's class. That's quality. Big up the editor. Big up the editor.
A better analogy is Liverpool. Is that guy who got beaten up at the club by a bigger guy who just touched his girl's bum. So he came home and he took it out on his little brother. That's who Liverpool are like right now. That's what the fans are like. You can't talk to City. You can't talk to City. You can't talk to City. So you've come to little old Newcastle, no years, 67 years, and say,
I'm going to be real.
Where's your trophies? Where's your trophy? I'm like, mate,
right now,
how are you going to win the league?
I'm going to be honest with you. There's only 2 sets of fans I can't talk to right now, yeah? City, because of what they've been doing.
Why can't you talk to them?
What, beating you?
Can you let me land first and then ask the question? And Arsenal, because they're above us in the league right now. So I could talk to anyone.
By goal difference or something.
Does it matter? You don't understand. This is what you don't understand about winning the league. Goal difference is.
But why can't you talk to them?
You must have a lot of silent sessions. What
I'm saying is, when I say I can talk to them,
hold on.
I'm just trying to hear what my man's saying. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Go on, sorry, mate. I'm interested.
What I mean is, like, we'll talk to them. We'll have a nice, decent. Everyone can have a nice, decent conversation in it. But obviously, when the banter part comes in, they're gonna win, and that's what I mean.
Why?
When I say,
Why?
Where have you been for the last?
Where have I been?
Yeah, last.
You'd be surprised.
5 years.
You'd be surprised. I've been in some good places, mate, but that's sort of off the football record. But when it comes to banter ain't just about winning stuff. You can make a team, if you know how to banter, that has won 10 times more than you, to make feel smaller than you. You just got to know how to do it.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
You can get the other people to laugh for a little while, but as soon as I start talking about trophies and how many, you slowly disappear. You seen that? Remember the Homer Simpson?
We know this already.
Homer Simpson just disappears like that.
Yeah, but as all I turn around and say to you is like, I do an M&M and I turn around and say like, no shit, Sherlock, tell me something I don't know. Try and be fresh. Try and be original.
Right, it works. It works. I don't need to be.
No, the same tactics don't work all the time.
Every season, compared Liverpool and Spurs.
Same tactics.
We know.
Every season is something new. Every season,
you need to talk to Deji. You need to talk to Deji about that, bro. Not us.
Yeah, I'll talk to anyone. That's what I'm trying to say.
Talk to Deji about that, bro. You don't need to talk to me about it, and you don't definitely talk to Dan.
You've been calm, innit? It's the questions, innit? So I'm just making you understand where.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But bro, we know where we are. We know where we are. You need to talk to Deji. You need to talk to Deji. That's the person.
They know where you are. The same block. You know where you are.
I can't hear you. I can't hear between all the jittering.
I'm saying, if you're in the same block as them, yeah, how comes you don't know where you are?
What do you mean? Where am I supposed to be?
In the same block as these guys, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you don't tell me,
I've got more money than you.
But if you don't tell me what block I'm in, I don't know what house number I'm in, do I? So
exactly.
I need more info.
My block's got more money than you. I own more clubs than you. I got more directors than you.
Am I the only one, who's maybe looking at this weirdly, So basically, you lot are having a go at Preach for not winning trophies.
We're not having a go.
No.
Hold on, let me.
I haven't had a go in for that.
No, but you're trying to get him to press down and bank on and asking him if he's going to win the league, which is what the question was. So you're trying to get him to stand on the point of will he win the league, considering that he's won more leagues than all of you.
No,
so
Ash.
You lot are genuine.
No, you've misunderstood.
You lot are genuine in asking him about winning the league, but then he can't be genuine about he's won the league so many times more than you.
Okay,
you can do one, surely he can do one.
Dan's point is different to mine, but my point was you guys sound as nervous. This is why your team, your fans, like all your fans are sounding nervous, just like in terms of, and I think that's gaining at your energy, and you can see it on the football team. Big Preach took offense to that. Let me just finish. You see.
So hold on, Pete. Let me respond quickly. So considering Liverpool won the Premier League in the COVID in the COVID season with no fans, now you're going to turn around and say to them that the reason they're losing is because of the fans.
No, what I'm saying, why do your fans, like literally most of the Liverpool fans I hear speak either on here or I'm speaking to Big Preach now, sound really, really nervous. Like they don't have any confidence.
I thought I answered that.
So hold on.
I'm just answering the question Chinch is asking me.
Tune to push back. At the beginning of the season, there was numerous Spurs fans talking about they were going for the league when they was on a 10 game. When there was a 10 games.
There was a couple doing it.
Did nobody say that?
What's that?
10 games in.
Did nobody say that? I'm sure
a couple of them. Trust me, there weren't many.
If Toon wants to refer to fans who say stuff about Liverpool, I'm allowed to refer to fans.
No, what I'm saying, like James, what I was saying in the last 6-7 games of the season, yes, I'm not saying like football technique, whatever, isn't important. But what I think plays a bigger role is the fans, is people pushing people through. Big Preach made a point about, of course, he had chest in terms of beating Atlanta 3-0 because he's seen it against Barcelona. They've done it. And I said to you guys before Big Preach came on, I said, like, I wish that the Arsenal fans who went out of the stadium were more like the Liverpool fans who stayed in the stadium and saw the team overcome Barcelona. You ask, but then you shift it and say to him, how about the Premier League? You just see this, like, there's that confidence isn't the same. That's the point I'm making. And I'm saying, like, I'm not saying be delusional, say things you don't believe. I'm just saying, show some chest, show some confidence in your team. Because whenever I talk to a Man City fan or watch them play or hear them talk, they're not necessarily like talking crazy, but they're just saying, yeah, we're confident, we'll see it through. Like there's a thing about that, and then Big Preach started saying, "Oh, man, we'll beat you up, man. Can't talk on it." That's all right, cool, fine. Like
because I think he knows because if what you were saying was factual, yeah, and it weighs on what the fans do so much, then Tottenham would win everything because they have Deji. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't. If what you were saying was true, the other one wouldn't exist. Do you know what I mean? There's teams that get relegated that have the best fans there. Look at Leeds; they love an atmosphere.
I'm not saying best fans.
No, but you know what I mean? Like I think you're putting too much weight on the fans of it because you even said it with us. Fuck the fans, bro. Like if you're a professional footballer, that should be the least of your worries, bro. Like you can't. You're gonna excuse the fact that everybody played shit on the day.
Bernardo Silva.
You're going to excuse the fact that the other team on the day also played out their fucking song.
Bernardo Silva but Bernardo Silva after Man City won the treble, publicly demanded the Man City fans continue to put more pressure on the team to continue winning leagues. The players themselves are telling you the fans matter. We need the fans. You're saying F the fans when the players are saying no. Put pressure on us.
Because actually, something that happened was Arsenal was walking all over Liverpool, and then they decided to be the biggest dickheads in football and go over to Liverpool fans and basically give them a bit of that.
Right.
And Liverpool fans got loud. Arsenal totally fell to pieces, and Liverpool walked all over them.
All right. So if that was 100%, if that was 100%, matter. Hold on, just to push back on that. If that was factual, then we would lose every single fucking game to them. And on top of that, we'd have to throw. No, not even that. Let's forget that. That's scratch. All the other times they've beaten us, where that exact moment that you just mentioned didn't happen.
But remember, Chinks.
They still beat us.
That moment it did happen. That one moment it did happen. It psyched them out, and it totally changed the whole game. What I'm saying is,
that's one time they beat us.
No, 3 times.
It's not about beating you.
No, that moment he just described. I mean, that moment he just described to him was one time when the happened.
It's happened to you on 3 times.
That exact moment he just referred to was the Jacka thing.
I'll tell you more,
and I'm going to tell you that. So that one
you're missing what I'm saying. You're missing the whole point I've made. The whole point I've made. I just used
the whole point is. The whole point is what Toon said to me earlier about the fans leaving, and the whole point is using against Preach is that the fans sound nervous. And my whole point is fans' attitude doesn't guarantee you winning a game.
No, I'm not saying that.
But it helps.
It helps. I'm not saying that it guarantees.
So for you to choose that as the only reason,
but
and
Chinks,
disregard everything else of why what actually happened on the pitch is
but you've never heard the word guarantee come out my mouth. Last year, you guys lost 4-1 at home to Brighton. You were still within points and touching distance to Man City, but your season collapsed from that moment because the fans and the social media and all the banter got on top of you. This season, you lost to Aston Villa 2-0.
So it wasn't the fact that we lost Saliba, we lost Tommy Asu, and we lost Partey, and we lost Jesus in the World Cup.
That is
so all of those things are irrelevant.
No, they're relevant. Sir, they are relevant. They are relevant. All those things are relevant. But at the same time,
I think they're very much more relevant than fans, bro.
Okay.
No, there was only one thing relevant there, and that was Saliba, because it showed how shit Zinchenko was.
Not to mention Rob Holding, not to mention the whole defensive shape having to change. Like, you know what I mean? It's just narratives at this point.
Big Preach, you guys won the League Cup this year with kids, you said, right? So
they did.
I heard that your fans were
majority team wasn't kids, so that's disingenuous.
Okay, but there was a lot of kids.
There was more seniors.
I heard that Liverpool fans were absolutely magnificent. Jurgen Klopp said it. The players said it. It wasn't to do with skill and experience. Yes, they have that. I'm not saying they don't have it. I'm not saying it's not playing a part. But they're telling you their fans pushed them on. When they overcame the results against Barcelona, it wasn't just players just being players. It was the fans as well. It plays a significant role, and you guys are in the crunch time of the season. This moment right now that you guys are in, 2 points behind Man City, isn't going to happen again. It isn't. This is the only window that you guys have got.
Happen again? What's not going to happen?
You know what? With what you've said there, everything you've said there,
what's not going to happen again? Sorry, what's not going to happen?
This particular moment where you're 2 points behind Man City, you got 6 games to go. I'm saying this particular moment, this current flow in time, isn't going to happen again. I was going to finish off by saying you got a decision to make as a fan, as a player, as a manager. Do you sink or swim? Do you go out swinging, or do you just give it up? That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right. So the point I'll give you with that one,
ain't that for anyone and everyone?
No, it's not, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
He's 100% right. I'm about to big you up. I'm about to big you up here, yeah? So give me a moment, yeah? You're going to like what I'm going to say here. So just... Everything you said there, Toon, is right. Everything. The fans do mean a big part in it. Because when you look at certain clubs, I'm going to have to give you a bit of an example. When you look at certain clubs, like you look at Spurs, as soon as the fans go downhill, after about 5 minutes of it going wrong, the stadium goes dead.
Yeah.
The team gets nervous. Chelsea, as soon as their fans stop chanting and start getting even louder with the abuse, Chelsea get nervous. Arsenal, as soon as it starts going wrong and they start crying, literally, the team falls to pieces even more. Liverpool, when they have that power of their fans, they have the most powerful fans in the Premiership, with the only one second to them is Newcastle. They are their 13th player. Arsenal proved it when they was 2-0 up. I have never, ever seen a team walk over Liverpool as easy as that at Anfield, like Arsenal were doing. They was making Liverpool look like schoolboys. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm sticking up for you.
Yeah.
And Arsenal was walking over Liverpool at Anfield, like Anfield were nothing but schoolboys. They made them look like minors. And then the Arsenal man makes the wrong decision, starts on the crowd. Crowd says, "Nah, man, none of this shit." Bang, gets involved. Next thing you know, Liverpool, yeah, let's have it. Bang, make Arsenal look like idiots. Your fans are the most important thing to you. They really are your player.
We're going to talk about that bit here. There's two differences here. I think you lot are depressed. We just sad. There's a difference. Yeah, you can be sad, and then as a kid is sad. Dad gives me pocket money. I'm happy again. Yeah. Something sad happens, I brush it away. When you're depressed, anything that goes wrong, you just lose it. You start taking medication. That's the difference. Right?
I'm gonna lose it.
That's the difference. We're sad and upset. There's depression, and we're just sad and upset.
Right.
Win the next game.
I get it. Yeah. You're sad and depressed, but you can feel the depression's coming on, so you're going to go get the medication tomorrow.
That's a reaching one, man. I know that's
it's all right, man. There's usually a chemist around the corner. Don't worry about it, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, we're sad, man. We're sad. We're upset. We lost 2-0 at home. We lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. We are upset, but we're not depressed because like you're saying about the fans. Have you ever seen us turn on our squad on the game?
Yeah.
The whole squad like that, yeah.
No, I don't think you got a point there.
I've seen Liverpool rinse on the turn, like grill them and that, and then hype them up.
You've seen us drill ownership.
In recent times, I don't see. I think you've done it in the past. I think it was when you had
Roy Hodgson.
Roy Hodgson, yeah. I think that was when you, but I don't think you ever believed in him. I don't think you believed in him.
That was a depression stage.
That's the point. But I think recent times, I think Brendan Rodgers, to a point, I think people just got fed up of him. But Jurgen Klopp, I think only recently, I think it was last season, there was lots of people saying, "Oh, I think it's getting a bit."
How do I say B-Tech? Say
no. This all makes sense now. This all makes sense. I can see what's happening. I can see it, mate. I can help you. Right. It's not about being upset. It's not about and all that. Klopp's already said he's going. You're already in depression, mate. Except you don't see it yet.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And then when it kicks in properly, the depression's going to hit you properly. At the moment, you're hurting. You're angry. Why are you doing this to me, Klopp? I hate you. But you know what? I got no beef with no one. I got no beef.
So,
you got depression already coming, mate. Go get the tablets now. Go get the tablets now, man.
Do you know what? Another one that works is a herbal tea. It's what I use. When Spurs lose, I use my herbal tea and I smoke one.
Well, the thing is, I'm not even angry when we lose anyway because I'm fed up. But I mean, I want to keep it on the Rivals Show anyway. You know what I mean? But
only having
I'm not
banter with you, mate.
angry. I'm
Pure
not
banter.
angry. I'm not angry because I know what my team's about. But for you, I know it'd be depressing, preach. You know what I mean? Because he has done a lot of work, to be honest with you, and I think you can see that he's the coaching side of him.
Do you remember last season?
Yeah,
because you lot know a lot about Liverpool. You remember last season?
Yeah.
How well do you think we done last season?
For your standards, it wasn't that great.
You were the 5th best in the country. We were the 4th.
Oh,
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Even Newcastle finished above us last season. Yeah,
that's with no expectations again.
Look at this guy. Look. We might be in the same. We're in the same block. We're not the same mindset. We're not the same mindset.
Remember, beginning of this season when we lost Henderson and Fabinho, how did you feel we was going to do then?
How did you feel when we bought them off you and put some money into your coffers so you can buy those players?
Do me a favor.
We did you a favor, right?
No, do me
you should be thanking me. You should be thanking me for your season.
We're talking about favors.
You didn't do us no favors. You tried to get us kicked out the league.
You're that guy.
For having multiple clubs after you bought after we bought.
Take off the mask. Is that Steph?
After we bought players off you.
Is that you? Take off your mask.
Put money into your coffers right now, so you could buy Szoboszlai.
This is why, if your fans are the reason,
been so good to you.
No one. That's not the reason why no one's taking Newcastle serious.
We've been so good. You're taking us very serious. Like I don't know.
The fans are that important. No one's taking Newcastle.
I'll tell you what. When you want to say Szoboszlai, let us know. We'll sort it out for you, brother.
You want to buy it, yeah?
Because nobody was buying Fabinho for 40 million.
You want to buy it for 150.
Nobody was buying Fabinho for 40 million. Nobody was buying Henderson for 35, 40 million, were they?
What does that mean?
You made a call to our owners and said, please.
Yeah, we take players off.
Can you take this? Because we got no money.
Arsenal took Rice off of
Daniel,
West Ham.
money.
We're gonna go to you. We take
you should be thanking us, but you're here like
best player went
kicking us down. 7 years and that. But it's all good though.
You know what? Truthfully, I still think that Liverpool can do that league. Yeah. If I'm going to be honest, Arsenal can do it, but I think if Arsenal go and lose against, what I'm saying, Arsenal are fucking finished, mate. They're just done. They broke it again. They've done it again. Liverpool, they usually have the power to fight it to that last point, to that last minute. But I bet you walk through Liverpool at the moment with those windows wide open as they always are. I very much doubt it's fire you're seeing coming out of them. It's just curtains, just wind. I think they're broken.
Things the words that you hope these things will happen. That's the difference.
No, I'm just saying the way I see it, because I just don't think you've got the mentality to do City. City are too strong.
Oh no, I agree with you. We've done it once already.
Yeah.
You must be missing Henderson.
Hanging out on that.
So good.
As long as you lot rate Henderson, remember Henderson was in the team that beat City, you know. So
I'll back you up on that. Yeah, Henderson is a bang average player, nothing more, nothing less. But he was he was a quality leader. He was like a Roy
quality
Keane.
leader. I agree.
Roy Keane weren't special at nothing. But my man's one of my favourite all times, who I would kill to have at Spurs as a leader. Where Spurs have got a leader that say, boy, over here, slap straight in the face. Get your act together. Not kiss him and slap him on the arse. Like I said yesterday.
Yeah, 100%.
Roy Keane's your man. And Henderson, brilliant leader.
Henderson would never sell his morals for money, though, would he? Like,
fuck off. He wants to Saudi.
Guys, it's been a great show. Please remember.
This
is Frozen, but big up Cheeks. You got anything to say for yourself, my bro?
We're good, man.
You're good, yeah?
Yeah, man. I'll closing point though, if I can, if I may, yeah. If the fans are so important, and that's the reason why games are won and lost, yeah, all based on the fans, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Who has the better fans, Man City or Liverpool?
Liverpool.
Why have Man City won more than them?
Because they're 10 times better.
So it's not all about the fans, is it? And
You
that's
say that the fans.
the main event. I rest my point, and that's me put the event. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Good night.
That was a lead balloon. That was a lead balloon.
He's a criminal.
Ash, do me a favor. Do me a favor. When Cheeks has those moments, yeah, do a segment for him, please. Do a segment for him, please. Yeah, please, I beg you. Tell Marlon this, please. I beg you.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, big up, Danny, man. Where can we find you next? What have you got?
Hotspur Hood. I will be on at 11 o'clock in the morning with my Arsenal picture on there. Of they did it again. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't care. I don't care whether I look like I'm bitter. I don't care if I look like I'm this and that. I have just seen basically for the fourth season on the trot, Arsenal bottle it again. And I am going to tear it the same way that they did with us for 5 years with Poch. Arsenal bottle jobs. Nothing more, nothing less. On my show tomorrow.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, Tune Tactics. What have you got coming up, man?
Eric Dyer, man of the match. Saka in his pocket.
Virgil van Dyer. Virgil van Dyer.
First of all, thank you, Ash, for inviting me and bringing me on here. Always appreciate it. Thank you to the chat. You've been amazing. Like, we've been here for like 3.5, 4 hours. It's been incredible. Thank you to all the panel members for making it happen. Yeah, so I've got a video coming out tomorrow, hopefully, in terms of best left wing forwards in the Premier League. So guys, do look out for that. And also got a match preview coming up for who are we playing again? We're playing somebody. So I've got a match preview coming out as well, or for Crystal Palace actually. We might have to show a few teams how to beat them. So I'll show you guys how to do that, and we'll release that video. And until next time, guys, take care. God bless.
Preach. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just.
What's
here,
your show called?
You got the Rivals Gang. I feature here. I ain't got a show like that still. So yeah, big up the Rivals Gang. You know what I'm saying? Big up Klopp. Already picked up a trophy. We'll show you how to do that one day too. To lift up a trophy. Yeah, not your mother.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, big up the gang always. Big up the chat. Is it Renegade? Yeah. What is it? How's it pronounced? Calling me the B-Tech
Renegade.
B-Tech Lady King, you know? Bringing back old school traumas. You know? I'm not lying. I ain't heard that in years. Big you up. Yeah, big gang. Big up everyone. Yeah, Dan, it's nice to meet you. First time.
You too, fella. Top man.
Yeah, nice.
Is that the name of your show?
No, I ain't got no show. Don't you?
No. Man, yeah.
Oh.
Tune Tactics.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Tune Tactics TV. That's the name of my show. Yeah.
Yeah, I just linked up on it. I want to hear what a Newcastle man has to say now and again.
Appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
And also, we leave the best to last. So, Mr. Box Office TV.
Yeah, you know, I love you. You know, it's all love here, Ismatic. I'm sorry that I chased Ian away because he couldn't handle Mr. Box Office.
Ian,
I'm sorry about Jay, but Jeremy, you're gonna always do like that because Mr. Box Office is never gonna let it lie. You know what I mean? He never lies. Yeah. And if you saw We Are Tottenham TV, you saw me there, and that's it. You know what I mean? And you subscribe to Mr. Box Office TV as well, because that's what you're gonna get the truth. Unlike certain shows, and that's it. So big up to my boy Esmatic. Big up to Tune Tactics. You know he plays too much FIFA with the stats and stuff like that, but I still love him because he's a brilliant guy for the show. Chinks, I love you. Dan, you're always there for me every single time, and I big you up every single time, even though we disagree. And Preach, keep it moving, yeah. Keep it going, yeah. Right, like the energy. I need the energy up though, still more from a Liverpool fan, and that's it. But this is Mr. Box Office, the main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, the people's champion, and everyone's guilty pleasure, and that's it. If you don't know, get to know. Back to you, Aspect. I'm done.
Yes. And that's how we end out. That's how we sign out, my people. Big up to everyone in the comments. Shout you man out. Everyone watching at home as well, silent watchers. If you're watching it back later, Yes, big up yourselves. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And as always, in Big Andrew Trust, come on, you Spurs.